Barnacles!
Great thing to start on. And welcome to this week's episode of Roll Performance. As you can see, we are down a player. Nate is doing stuff with family right now. No big emergencies or anything like that, but family comes first. So we have just this small crew. I definitely won't have, fun with there being less party members to deal with things. When we last left off, they had dealt with a man who seemed to be a little erratic in his behaviors and the things he would do, as well as a group that were hoping to find this man. But the party, namely Gario, helped hide him in a way that they were not to be detected, and Norik and Arcturus led the people off in the wrong direction. So, with that being done, Arcturus decided to go and talk to the man, which unfortunately had developed an unhealthy amount of affection for our fighter, who then, with his Kuatoa hybrid monstrosity abilities, created a likeness of Corrin he calls the Savior. This Savior seemed to be playing nice with Arcturus, but stabbed Gario in the leg for
Absolutely nothing.
We're going to say being a danger to those present. But they managed to get him out while creating a few more deities based off of Arcturus and Gario. And at that point, they discussed repairs to Philippe's tavern, and Philippe had started calling everybody in for a job.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to fix the doorway.
Yes. Corrin is fixing the doorway. Norik helped by hauling wood over. Arcturus helped by starting trade deals. And Gario has let everybody know that everything that's going on wasn't his fault.
I would just like to point out, I was the one that helped the man the least. I gave him an alcoholic beverage, and I was the first one to become a god.
I rolled to see who he would decide is the best to cling to, and it happened to be the man in heavy armor.
God.
Not the little man in heavy armor, though. So, Gario, as you are overlooking everything, you do hear, in your head, I told you we should have just killed him and we would have had a lot less pain. Now there's a god walking around looking like you.
I mean, but we might be able to use this to our advantage.
Yeah, that god won't do anything bad, and it won't be, used against you. Those people that came in, they seem like the understanding type. They'll listen.
Fair point.
I know.
However, we'll just point them in the right direction this time and say we don't know why it happened.
Cool. Which way did he go?
That way. And I just point in a random direction.
Yeah, that's my point.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah, I know.
At which point Philippe redraws everyone's attention. It seems Jay has gone out to his cart for the time being, but he has decided to go along with it anyway. At which point he looks to you all and just goes, like I had said, I have another job for you. This time, instead of going out into a abandoned town out in the desert, it's going to be into a underground facility made to hold these possible powerful items. I know there's one nearby. The item inside, it doesn't seem important, but it can be extremely helpful. Oh, what was it again?
Philippe, you're doing really good at these explanations.
I'm working with the information that I have. A good DM has all their notes ready. I'm not a good DM. Oh, is it this? Oh. So, the item, what you're going to be looking for is a little, it almost looks like a crystalline cube with a couple different buttons on the side. It's not going to be huge, barely bigger than the palm of your hand, but it will prove very helpful. The item is called a Cube of Force. I'm hoping to create something that will allow me to protect the tavern with it, to prevent any. And he looks at the door and he looks at the hole in the floor and the roof that was just put up, and he goes, other security expenses.
So we're looking for a cube that can fit in both my hands and is within a vault.
Well, both of your hands. It fits within everybody else's hands just fine. Sorry.
Aha, he made a short joke.
So, do we have a direction where we know this might be?
Yes, and instead of being in the desert, you're going to be in the nearby savannah area. So, easier to find water, a few more animals, nothing terrible, I think.
I want to incite that statement, damn it.
Go ahead.
Screw you, Philippe.
Philippe has been nothing but supportive, kind, and maybe fed someone an illness.
Bullshit.
Can I
16.
also incite?
You may incite Philippe.
I got a nat 20 for 23.
Philippe seems to be genuinely honest. He doesn't think there are any real problems out there besides the natural fauna that occurs. He's not hiding anything, or doesn't seem to be in the very least.
I'd like to walk over to the No More General store real quick and just say, do you have a bow? And arrows.
Archie appears and does his generic, welcome to the No More General store. And when you ask for a bow, he goes, no, I don't have anything like that. I've got some hide armor if you're looking to protect yourself.
I will look straight down at my heavy armor and then back up. Sigh, and just turn around and walk out.
I mean, above table, technically it could be heavy hide armor. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, you put the word heavy in front of anything, it automatically boosts your AC.
Done.
Heavy sandboard, heavy robes.
Heavy metal.
So, clearly we'll still have to get provisions for all of this. Is there anything we should be wary of in that direction, Philippe? Are you aware of anything?
Well, these kind of, buildings usually have internal security, or at the very least something that has moved in there to create a sense of danger and keep people out.
Yeah, no, Philippe. There's gonna be no issues going into the place.
I
It
said
probably
there
has
would be no
security.
issues getting there. I wouldn't be sending a team of adventurers if there wasn't something dangerous at least in it.
He does have a good point. I will be right back. And Norik would like to go to see Archie briefly.
Okay. Archie just, welcome to the No More General store.
Do you happen to have a quarterstaff that would be my size?
Okay.
So, are you looking for an 8th staff then?
I'll take that one. That was good.
Archie looks to you. He looks to what is essentially a flagpole next to him, and he says, Give me 1 second. And he takes the flagpole into the back room. You hear... And, he comes out. The flagpole has been shortened. It's not a clean cut. It's one of those, like, multi-level cuts. Like, he had to keep resetting the saw. But... welcome back. And he kind of sets it up next to you. He goes, damn it. Goes back in, just for another minute, comes back out and just goes, yeah, that's about right.
What do I owe you?
We'll say 2 gold for the pole and for labor.
2 gold.
Can't hear you.
For assisting Philippe as well, that is a good price.
All right, and he takes the gold and puts it in his little lockbox.
Thank God we don't have a rogue in the party.
And then he just kind of, he holds up the other end that still has, like, the little decorative knob and everything on that, and he's just like, you need a club, too?
Would it cost any more?
I could throw it in.
That would be wonderful.
And he hands that to you as well.
So
And you can see there's only about, like, this much actually missing of the original flagpole.
I'll stuff the one with the knob in my pack, but I'll take the one that he sawed first
Yep.
and just kind of use it like a walking staff.
Now, the just being used as a flagpole, like, the quarterstaff should be okay. The club may break after a few uses.
To be determined.
Campaign.
All right, and Arcris.
I guess I'll go talk to the smith.
Okay. By the way, nobody gave Philippe an answer, so you all just left, and he's just like, oh, okay. Talk to you later.
I haven't left.
I walk
Oh.
back.
That's true. So, he does seem to be getting disheartened as everybody's just leaving without a word.
We're getting ready, Philippe.
He doesn't know that, and you're not there.
I said I came back.
So
I know, you're not there yet.
How far does this walk?
Go ahead, Arcris.
It's DM length.
do I, Smith? Hello.
Okay, so you go out to the smith, and he just says, oh, hello, I gave your friend his sandboard.
Oh, thank you. That's basically what I came here for. How are you?
Doing good, how about you?
Doing all right. About to leave, I guess. I'll see you next time. Turns around and walks out.
Furbolg just kind of... They don't communicate well. And then just goes about his day. So, Corin and Arcris arrive at about the same time back into the tavern.
Welcome back, guys. You're really good at leaving us in suspense.
Norik, also making their way, would arrive just a moment after.
With his legs?
So I
No,
look.
I'm actually not going to answer that one.
I looked to Philippe. So all you're wanting is the one treasure, right?
Yes. Anything else found is up for grabs.
May I?
May you have the treasures that are inside?
Hmm.
Like I said, they're up for grabs. I don't care what happens to anything else other than the magic box.
That works. All right. Guess I'll be going, and I'll go and get my stuff ready.
Everybody look out, the
You'll do it for
graveyard.
free?
We'll negotiate a price later.
You'll go out without promise of payment? Okay.
I need to grab my stuff first.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
We're going to need rations.
Yes.
No, you Knight are going to need rations. Unlike the rest of you, I actually come prepared.
so there's something you can prepare easily then.
Yes, it's the only thing I can prepare because I can also carry it, unlike you.
It is so hard not to metagame. Because it'd be so nice to be able to look at him and say, aren't you the one that rolled up into town, like, flat out broke?
You
Now
don't
I'm the
know
second
that.
richest motherfucker here.
But, okay, yeah, I'll ask Philippe if he can provide those, or if we need to ask, or buy them from Archie.
You're going to need to buy rations from Archie. My food doesn't stay well for long.
Hold on. You just broke up really bad.
He said you need to get rations from Archie.
Well, Brad, if you ever miss
We'll be
anything, you
back.
can always go to twitch.tv/rollperformance. Streaming every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For once, we actually started on time, people. And we're going to try and make that a habit.
And if you missed that, you can always go to YouTube/rollperformance to watch our video.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go.
I
We're
would
not-
like to-
Self-promotion, I love it.
We're not doing the "Can we get to black lights?" Oh, I hate that one. That's a trend that could die with the 2010s.
Can I go back to the No More General Store?
You
and
could go
buy
right
more?
back to him again.
Yes. I need rations. Just I was eating like whatever we killed last time.
That is true. You guys probably would have had a hunger problem if it weren't for Arcris's cooking.
So yeah, I'm gonna go buy like shitload of rations.
Okay.
I still have 14 days of rations. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Can I talk to Philippe too? FYI. And then Archie.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do you with Philippe, and then I'll send you both over to Archie. So Arcris grabs their stuff and comes back, and Philippe is at his bar.
Norik would hop up on the stool to listen.
So, Philippe,
Yes.
you have ingredients for cooking and stuff, right?
Yes.
I know you don't cook.
Yes, I do. I don't handle them well, according to what people say.
Well, for a slightly less cut, may I take some of those ingredients with me?
Sure. Do you have a freezer box for meats? Or is it just going to be stuff that won't perish easily?
Probably the stuff that won't perish easily unless you have one of those.
I don't. I have a plate. You could buy meat, and then I have a dehydrator that you can make some jerky.
That would work.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask it
How much?
just real quick. Hey Ryan, what is Twitch's policy on weapons? As someone,
In what way?
as in the pocket knife being twirled by our fabulous fighter. Okay. Hey, Brad. Guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and ban from the stream for right now.
It's off to the side now.
Anyway, Arcris, you were talking about the dehydrator. Oh, Mono says it should be
How
fine,
much?
but just in case. If you buy meat, you'll be allowed to use the dehydrator for free. I could sell you them for. I mean, I could probably give you 3 weeks worth of food for about we'll say a grand total of a gold or so. It's not great food, but it if you could, prepare it into a stew or something, you could make it last. Or you
How
could
much
go
are you
buy
paying
rations
for
for like it's pre-made and they'll be just a gold or 2 more.
I prefer to do my own cooking.
How much are you gonna pay us for this? And up front or when we come back?
I'm going to be paying all of you when you come back this time. Just because I going to need that time that you're gone to build up some revenue. I'm not going to be able to pay you anything right now. Especially, and he looks around at the stuff that he has to rebuild.
What time of the month is it?
It's, we'll say within 2 weeks or so. 2 weeks into the month, so mid-month-ish.
How long is this trip gonna last?
Maybe. See, I don't know how long it's going to take for you to deal with that facility. So travel time at least will probably be about 3-4-ish weeks. I didn't hear you.
So cool. I just smelled. That's what I thought. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. I hate to say it. I'm gonna need some part payment up forward. Here's why. I have monthly bills, but I will also, in hand, try to get my facility to help pay for the damages since it's my fault, and I'm gonna have to see them within the next couple weeks
You
in
can roll
some sort of way
persuasion.
and get payment. Oh, squeeze me one moment then.
Because he's not sure if you can actually get that payment through. He's having to rely on your word.
24.
He just barely believes you, but he, after mulling it for a moment, he rolled high. After mulling it for a moment, he goes, okay, I can give you about 10 gold to start with.
That'll
That's-
work.
That's all I can do is give everybody who wants it in the beginning 10 gold apiece.
So it's technically 9 gold for me then, because I'm going to take those, you said 3 weeks rations?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so I'll take 9 gold.
Okay. If you throw in another gold or so, I can make it enough for everybody to be able to eat on for that amount of time.
$8 gold.
Okay, thank you. And he goes and gets a few sacks worth of vegetables, fruits, some already dried meats, just stuff that you could eat, snack on, that kind of stuff. He throws in some hardtack bread, just because, trying to be nice, and it's something he doesn't have a hand in making, so he has confidence in it.
All right, and then I guess can I already prepare this stuff here? Do we have enough time if I can already start trying, or how long's that process?
You could probably prepare one meal that would carry that would last maybe a day or two into the journey, and have it ready. But you wouldn't be able to prepare all the food, or at least you could prepare all the food, but it wouldn't last.
I'll just prepare enough, that I'll need.
Okay, you want to go ahead and describe what you're preparing?
It's not much with what I got, so
Just probably
just the basic stew.
Yep, just say a vegetable stew, a couple pieces of jerky, and hardtack to go with it. Okay. With the food made, anybody who wanders in the tavern while Arcus is cooking actually smells good food for once. Well, I shouldn't say for once. He did cook breakfast this morning.
Norik's still kind of perched on the stool. He's got his journal open, looks at Philippe. It's like, so what else can you tell me about this place, the travel, how to get there? What can you tell me?
So like I said, it's in the savannah. I do have a map for you for this one to make things a little easier.
Fantastic.
Well, this is an easier one to go to. People just keep dying in it. So I'm hoping that you guys recreate what you did with the melting pot and survive the things that kill other people.
We shall see, but
I mean,
anyhow, what else?
nobody's in your party has died yet, so that's a plus.
How do I explain this? I'm probably one of the few that doesn't worry necessarily about death.
Oh, okay. And now we're going to real quick switch over to Arcris and Corin heading over to Archie's. And Gario, what are you doing? Just real quick. Like, are you going there? Are you staying at the tavern for a moment? Okay. Then we'll come back to the tavern in just a moment. Arcris and Corin, you go into the No More General store. Archie goes, "Hi, welcome. I've seen you enough. You know the drill."
How many rations do you have in stock currently?
I have about a week's worth. That one elf, the one that just wears robes, came in and bought out a lot of what I had.
Okay. How much do you want for those?
We'll say a gold and 2 silvers.
Okay. I'll take that. And does he have any wooden stakes? Almost like fence poles.
He, hearing that, he looks to you and he goes, I just sold my last one. But you did buy all that lumber. You could try making that into a stake. Well, Philippe bought the lumber, so you'd have to buy it off him.
Meta, I was going to make my own javelins.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but all the wood that he had stockpiled, the shaped wood that is, went over to Philippe's. And the only thing he had left was the flagpole, which is in Norik's care right now.
I'm finding it very hard to find any equipment around here.
It's almost like it's a small desert town.
No.
It's not like you were ever good at getting wood anyway.
I mean, in all honesty, your guys' like very short stint there, you've almost tripled the economy.
That's good.
Or at least what usually flows through there in terms of new money.
Well, I guess I'll take my rations, and I'll wait to see what Arcus is getting in case he needs any help carrying it.
Or if it seems cool and you want one.
Basically.
You're that kid. It's just like, alright, I got my thing, but I'm gonna be the last to pick it in case someone gets something cooler.
Every time I look for anything cool in here, there's nothing of interest to me. Like, Jake finds the magic crystals. I see absolute jack shit.
Maybe certain characters are meant to find certain things.
No. I'm hoping to find something I can come up with a use for.
Can I cast detect magic?
You absolutely may. While you're casting that card, you do see something that interests and speaks to you. A medical kit.
I'm not proficient with it.
Yeah. But it
Give me
interests
an
you.
ultra-
And it's something that would make you more useful.
Give me... Thank you. You back off.
I want to imagine that wasn't to Freya.
She was trying to knock something off the table, okay? I just fed you. Leave.
For those who don't know and are watching, Freya is the player's kitten. She's blind in one eye and she has a bad habit of getting up on things.
There you go. Doing an introduction again.
I'm pretty sure if you asked
I
Freya,
think
though, she'd say that Brad has a problem with her totally normal behavior.
Go on. Does he have any like scrolls or anything?
Well, as Arcus is casting Detect Magic, you feel something under the shop. There seems to be magic there. But inside the shop, trying to double make sure. What's the radius on that? Was it 30 feet or is it 10 feet?
Un momento, por favor.
I'm 30 feet.
Okay. Gario, where were you standing again?
I'm still over at the inn.
Right.
By
but,
the way,
like,
might I also
were you-
add, this says this can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yep. But were you standing in the corner you got stabbed in? Were you in the other corner? Were you up by the bar?
Just standing around the inn. I just sitting around waiting for everybody to get back.
You don't detect anything besides that. You just detect something underneath the store as magical.
Do I see anything of possible interest?
Well, you see Corin staring at a medical kit. But besides that, there's a medical kit, there's no more rations, that area is empty, but that didn't really interest you anyway. There's a simple cookware set for sale.
I already have
Okay.
stuff with me, remember?
Yep, just telling you what's for sale. There's basic tools, there's a shovel, there's a pick, there's trying to remember if there was anything else. No? I mean, there's a few other things, like, there's a small area that has, like, a few wooden toys or cloth sewn up toys for kids. There's, a place that
Do they
was for
have-
books but seems empty, but go ahead.
Do I have any dolls?
Do you have any? Or did they have any?
Do they have any? No, I
There-
don't have any.
There's one there. It's extremely plain. Like, it doesn't even have a face. You're obviously meant to decorate it yourself.
Can I take that doll? Well, not take it. Can I, grab it and ask her, hey, Archie, can I buy this?
5 copper.
I give him the 5 copper.
And he takes it and just goes, have fun with it.
Oh, I will.
Then he just kind of stares at you quietly.
I'm leaving while looking at it.
As you say, as I will, you almost hear him. There, you do hear him mumble, just like, someone likes voodoo.
More so I have younger siblings, and walks away.
Whoever you do voodoo on is on you.
I follow.
Okay. Alright, so where are you two going?
Do I notice Corin following me?
Yes.
I was standing by the door waiting on you. And I'm sure you'd hear me before you saw me.
Clang, 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 clang.
I'm just gonna go into the inn
Okay.
and sit at a table, and I'm gonna put the doll out, and then the gemstones and the jewelry thing, the jewelry clasps I've made, and start fiddling with those while I wait for everybody.
What are you doing with Detect Magic?
Oh, it continually runs, doesn't it?
It's a concentration spell, I believe, so until you...
Let me make sure that's not different in my case. Hold on.
Is about to
Yeah, it's
be-
concentration up to 10 minutes. So I
So?
probably have it on.
Okay. As you're looking and scanning around, Norik gives off very faint divine feeling magic. Corin doesn't give off any real. Well, no, something on him gives off a magic, but a magic you're not familiar with. And Gario's also giving off a unfamiliar magic. I would fully read detect magic with that information in hand.
I do have one question. Are my boots of striding magical or are they enhanced?
Oh, they're magical.
Okay, I was making sure.
Same with the rope of climbing. It's magic. It's just, it feels like Philippe's magic because Artificer.
Cabby.
Can I start with Norik, then to Corin,
Okay.
then to Gario?
So you
and
focus
look
on
into it?
you focus on Norik, and besides the divine clerical, what are they called? Miracles, that miracle type magic that you can feel. There is an innate, kind of like divinity, not a divinity of Norik, but there's some celestial power within Norik, which you go and is centered on his hand.
And then Corin.
All right, so you examine Corin. Corin has something on his person that is magical. It's not. It's an interesting magic because it is a magic that feels hard. It is a magic that. Yeah, haha, yes, everybody laugh at that. I couldn't think of a better terminology. It'll make sense later, shut up. It's a magic that feels both cold, it feels hot, there's an electrical kind of charge to it. It's a very eclectic mix. Yes, everybody knows that Corin has hard magic. Corin has the magic.
Okay.
Oh, has magic dominion over being hard. Yes, go ahead, get them all out.
I cast Fist.
Oh my, is that what gets you hard?
Can I look at Gario now?
Oh. I burned him so bad he left.
I don't know if you guys heard me. I just said I cast Fist. The
You
one that
did,
kinda-
and my response was, oh, is that what it takes to get the hard magic going?
When would you fucking...
Anyway, what were you saying, Arcris? You were scanning Gario next?
And then I have someone else.
So you go and focus on Gario, and it's weird. When you focus on the magic, you suddenly stop getting a magical reading. And when you stop focusing on the magic, that aura comes back.
Okay, I'll kind of side-eye a little bit and then look on to Philippe.
Alright. Philippe, you immediately feel magic coming from his glasses, but he explained to you that those were a, sort of, manifestation of his power and something that helps him along. You also feel an interesting form of magic. This feeling is there whenever you scan any school of magic. It's almost like a foundation that magic is built on, is the kind that he wields. And as you look to Gario's boots, which do give off a magical feeling, and when you look to the rope that Norik has, they have that same kind of feeling. It's both familiar to him, but also just almost the building blocks of magic.
Meta Gario has
like-
the rope.
Old
Does Gario have the
school-
rope right now? Okay.
Like old school magic, basically? Like older?
Like the difference between striking a pick against stone and striking a pick against bedrock is the kind of
Okay.
feeling you get. Like, you know,
Okay.
this is the kind of stuff where it's like, we can't really go deeper unless you go into primordial.
Okay. That's fine. I just look around and you're like,
You detect magic
Alright.
from his workshop from below, but other than that, nothing inherently magical seems to be a part of the building.
Then I just start messing with the jewels and my jewelry. I plan to make earrings for myself.
Okay. Go ahead. I think we said we could make that could be a charisma roll. Or was it a dex roll?
I would like charisma, but if
I
you
think it
prefer
was
dex, that's fine.
I think it was
But did I
dex.
get proficiency? Because
Yes.
it's also with my tool.
Yep, so it'd be proficiency plus dex.
$14.
Okay. With the frames that you've already made, it only takes you about 10 minutes or so to get the jewels set in and to tighten the frames around them so that they stay.
Once I know they're secure, I take out the ones I currently have in and put those in.
Okay.
And put the other ones away.
Alright, as for Gario and Nork. By the way, anybody who wants to, is free to roll a perception check on Arcris just staring at them for what would be a minute at a time each.
No!
I don't know if Nora could be that perceptive since he's been talking to Philippe, but I will still try if you would allow it.
I'll allow it. Arcris, if you want, you can roll a sleight of hand if you're trying to hide it. If not, then...
I'm not trying to hide it.
Okay. But it's not going to be a very hard DC to pass if anybody rolls. Does Gario not care? Well,
Gario's used to being stared at, so it's more like, the hell is she staring at me for? Just having an internal doubt.
is she staring at my bulges?
The rolls I have for my perception check are less than my passive, so unless I see it out of the corner of my eye, I guess I don't see it.
You notice every once in a while it feels like Arcris is staring at you, but you're not sure.
And at that point, I probably don't really care.
Alright, Gario.
I'm just waiting for everybody to return. Gario's literally
Everybody's-
I'm serious.
No, they are all back. It's just... That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's why Gario might be interested, because Arcris came back, started fiddling with jewelry, and then stared at you for a minute.
So, I'm glad everybody has, come back, considering nobody. Now, one person has actually, tried to get money on this contract at all.
Yes, I did.
Or talked about it.
Yes, I did. I talked about Philippe and got some stuff for cooking. So,
Yeah. Did anybody actually talk about how much we were going to get paid on the return?
I was more concerned about the details before I would set a price. Isn't that how it usually goes in the merchant world? Minxie kind of gives Gario the side eye.
No! That is not how it works. They tell you are going on a quest to a dangerous dungeon that might involve death and dismemberment, and I'm pretty sure somebody would just go, you know what? You already paid us 40 gold to go to a place where there wasn't supposed to be any danger, and now you're about to send us into a place that has a lot of danger. It's probably going to cost you more than 40 gold a person. I'm just saying.
Oh, it is, but you also got to think, go big or die trying. Philippe knows he's going to pay us a little more than what he did last time.
Did anybody ask Philippe? Hey, Philippe, how much are you paying us?
Nork just kind of cocks his head because he knows that Philippe just heard all of this.
I'm here if anybody wants to discuss business.
That's literally why I turned and I was literally like, hey, Philippe, how much are we getting paid?
Oh, you kept talking after, so I didn't have a moment to...
Sorry, sir.
So, I was thinking, for right now, 50 gold a person? You have to remember, that's 250 gold for me. That's a lot to raise in a town like this.
You just paid us 40 for a
Yes,
place that was
200
supposed
gold.
to have 0 to no danger.
You also got to remember, you keep trying to hire us for life-threatening jobs.
Yes, but the thing is, like, the way you guys are running things, I can't afford to pay you just normally. I mean, Gario came up to me, he wanted extra payment, and he wanted paid in advance. Now Arcris wants paid in advance on this mission. I still have to run a business.
You know
Alright,
what?
listen, we're getting 50 gold and we're getting our pick of anything else that's in the place that we're going. You gotta think, how much is that stuff also going to potentially be worth? It's not a bad deal. We're making more money than before, and there's more opportunity here for additional funds. So,
It doesn't shock me that you would instantly agree without reading the fine print.
I've done this kind of work before, and to me, it comes across as if we have an opportunity here. So, why are we complaining? He paid us gold, he gave you all stuff. Do you really want to complain about the man's generosity?
I mean, yes. I don't know about anybody else, but yes.
Yeah.
Here's how I see it in the merchant's world. You have your own business, and yes, I understand you got to keep up your own business. Don't ask somebody to go on extenuous jobs that are costly, especially ones at your life, if you don't have the money.
But at the same time, this isn't a merchant transaction. You're doing this as an adventurer, not a merchant.
Who said I was an adventurer to you? I do have a job, and this is my job.
You said merchant.
I am a merchant, but my actual job in the Merchants Guild is for me to go and acquire things.
Garya's just in the
Job
corner
for the
eating his
merchant.
metaphysical popcorn.
So, yes, this is my job, and I technically should be paid for it.
Then
Not
take
just
it up
saying
with the
for
guild.
Philippe, but like,
You're talking about how you're paid through your guild. This is not through a guild, this is through an individual.
I didn't.
Different.
Because you know how I get paid through my guild.
From the way you're
Are
talking,
you in a
that's what
guild?
it comes across.
Are you in a guild?
Used to be.
Used to be. I'm currently in one. Were you in the Merchants Guild?
No, mine was a bit more dangerous.
Then you don't know how we run, so I say hush. Hush, baby.
What guild were you a part of, sir?
Technically, I was part of a mercenary group. Worked the same way as a guild.
Okay.
Northtech kind of pops up a minute hearing that and turns slowly to look at Corin.
Which mercenary group?
The Frostblades.
Oh. What? Wait a second. Yeah, no. What? He's done this work before. If he's a Frostblade.
Yes.
So, yeah, no. He understands where I'm coming from. And, like, Philippe looks visibly upset. Because you guys gotta remember, in the economy of D&D, 200 shilling out 250 gold is paying for, like, 3 families to live in a nice house for a year.
Hence
So
why Corin
Philippe
is
realizes
getting
this, and now he realizes one of you definitely knows this, and he's going to work that angle.
And Corin knows this information, has done this before. That's why he's getting defensive for Philippe.
Okay. And I just go back to my jewelry making.
Is that a deal?
I've got more votes against me.
I'm
Nork is still writing details down, and it's like, I still would like more details, but as far as I'm concerned, that's adequate pay for myself, if the others are agreeable.
I also get treasure, so it's alright.
above table. Does my friend know anything about this place?
No name has been sent and has said or anything else, so he doesn't know the place as much as you do.
Copy.
Um,
Gario, still perturbed, kind of looks at Philippe. Look, you've given me enough money. I'm not gonna sit here and say that 50 gold isn't a problem. What I am saying is we are going into a dangerous place, and you have a nice bag of tricks that could probably help us. I'm willing to trade back in the rope for something else if you have something better, or even my boots, don't get me wrong, that you graciously gave me. But I'm looking for something that might help us a little bit more in a dungeon, because I doubt these boots are going to help me there currently.
he winces at like the word dungeon. It's something he hasn't said yet, but he knows it's what it is. And he goes, well, let me make a counter argument. And he like takes hold of his glasses, and from them a small beam of light comes from both lenses, and it shows a little figure that kind of resembles Gario in a tunnel, and it walks through, at which point the floor falls out, the figure falls, clicks the boots together, and appears at right before the hole and goes, That's how I see it.
Nork's like furiously writing all of this even as he's watching.
That's how I see they can be useful to you.
Gario has no arguments.
Like say, as the healer, I'm just worried about the parts where we could encounter other beasts, traps. Are there bandits on the way? Anything of this nature? So there's always something to learn. That's all I'm asking for. Like what knowledge you have of this route.
Bandits, I don't know anything about on the route. There's some animals, but usually they leave people alone. I imagine if you run into a stampede or something like that, it would be different, but most of them don't want anything dealings with humanoids. There was tell of sight of a manticore, but I have only heard this once, and a lot of hearsay happens in hot environments. That's just about it. Oh, there was one gentleman. He actually came in while you guys were gone. He was asking about Frostblades.
What was his name?
He didn't give it.
Did he say why he was looking for them?
He just said he was looking for a Frostblade that passed through here. I told him I didn't know anything because at the time I didn't know you were a Frostblade. He left a little bit of gold and just left.
Will you keep that confidence, Philippe?
I
Saying
imagine so. I can't imagine, but people would be looking for a mercenary group. Why would that be a bad thing?
Because I left.
Well, maybe he's not after you.
Your glasses, that trick they just did. Are you able to show-
Minor illusion.
Are you able to do that to show what he looks like?
That's the thing. He didn't really show what he looked like. He wore leather armors. He had a bit of a cloak over his head, or at least a hood over his head, no real cloak, and he kept cloth over his nose and mouth.
Did you see what weapons he carried?
Didn't seem like he had any.
Hazen, if need be, you can message me. Does that sound like anybody I would remember?
Doesn't sound like anybody you know. It's way too generic of a description.
Give me a thumbs up and keep an eye out for him, and if he shows back up, let me know.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I suggest, since he is part of the current employees that you have, in the meantime, it probably would not be wise if he comes back to inform him that he's with us. Like I say, but I suspect that's obvious.
Alright. I mean, he should know about you guys. I didn't talk about you to anybody.
I wonder if the goal is future payment for information pertained. That is all I was curious about.
I want to buy his silence.
Or
This
that.
time.
If he was trying to buy my silence, he didn't tell me, so I didn't stay silent. Obviously.
So, one more thing. What do you know of the history of the area? Was this once a fortification that stood above it? Is there entrance above or below? And so is it mostly below?
When the magic items started to fail, there was an eccentric who decided that the magic items he still had that still worked should be protected, especially the dangerous ones, just due to the fact of the effect they could have. With nothing magical to counter them, he was afraid New World Orders could start with no hope or chance of anything. I'm currently researching these as much as I possibly can. I know of this dungeon, I know of another one, but it's much too far, and the item it holds is way too dangerous for anybody to be able to get in. I'm hoping this one, because it was his first one that he had created, will be passable, though it has claimed lives in the past.
And how many lives have you known about to date?
I have only heard of 3. One, however, was revived and brought back, and he didn't talk much about what was seen, but he mentioned that there were puzzles as well as traps. Apparently, they were a lover of puzzles, or at least believed you had to be smart to have these things.
I'm trying not to laugh so freaking hard, meta.
Why?
I'm suddenly having flashbacks to a pendulum.
Yep, that too. Uh, so you said the journey is 3 weeks?
Anywhere between 3 and 4.
Well, if that's to be done, I suppose I should speak with my brother again, and otherwise I suspect I'll probably still need to get some more provisions either for yourself from yourself or your neighbor next door. So if you will excuse me a moment, I must attend to those.
Corin just told you that Archie is sold out.
He doesn't know what else Archie might have.
Fair enough. Alright, as Norik walks off, anybody else want to discuss dealings real quick?
I want to get a drink.
Okay.
It brought up bad memories.
Okay, Arcris puts it, or no, wow. Philippe, my character, hi, I'm DM, sets a drink in front of you.
I put a gold down on the bar.
Okay.
And I'm just drinking. Keep them coming.
Alright, Arcris, just out of curiosity, are you trying to hide how you feel right now? Or any feelings that you have? Because Philippe is trying to insight you. That's right, I can insight too.
At one point, yeah, you can incite me if you want.
So, you might as well call yourself Brad in combat. Because he just crit.
Yeah, no, I didn't roll that well. I only rolled I got a 16. So, I gotta go into detail for this. At mention of Stampede, Arcris started getting extremely worried and panicked and started fidgeting a lot more with the jewelry.
Philippe notes this, and he actually grabs his glasses and just starts to kind of mumble to himself. And then he pulls out a small notepad and starts writing in it, like, quickly. He then goes, Arcris, could I talk to you for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Let me collect my things and I'll grab all my stuff, put it away, and waltz over.
And Philippe just goes, I may have something that could help if you're willing to work for a bit of a lower price.
Help.
What'd you say I didn't hear?
Help, question mark.
Oh, I have a circlet that I made as part of an exam in my artificing school, and well, I got an F on it, but for you it would be an A. And you can tell he's trying to be charismatic, but he's so nervous. It was a circlet of animal friendship, but it didn't work right. So if you're willing to work for 30 less gold, I can give you a circlet of animal bane. basically, if an animal is attacking you, you activate one of 3 charges it has, and the animal makes a wisdom saving throw. You know, this is mechanical. And if it fails, it's scared of you. The thing is, it only gains 1 charge per day, because I didn't make it efficiently.
Let me ask this. Is there any way for it to malfunction?
I mean, technically, its entire function is a malfunction.
Meaning if it technically started actually working right.
I've never
I would not be happy.
I've never had one of my magic items stop or start spontaneously working correctly.
You know, you sound like a very poor businessman when you say it like that.
Well, how does one market? You're a merchant. Help me here. How does one market something that is technically a failure but is perfect for a customer?
I wouldn't have even marketed it as a failure.
Yeah, but I figured you would have been like, well, why do you have something that gets rid of animals? And I would have had to explain to you, and maybe.
Oh no, I probably
over-explain.
would have I probably would have checked your shit out and everything, and I'm glad you were honest with me. But if it was anybody else, don't market it a failure.
It's yours for 30 gold.
20.
28. And I'm gonna have. Let's roll opposing persuasions.
Persuasion war.
All the boys the best kind.
I
Now,
rolled.
You have to be careful. He has a persuasion of -2.
I rolled a 24 and I persuaded to
Well,
be.
unfortunately for you, he rolled a 3, which adding his modifier is a 1. So he agrees to give you the circlet. He takes $20 off, or 20 gold off of the amount you were going to get.
Do I have to attune to this?
Yes. And he says, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a while before I can even keep more than 3 magic items going. So this is probably all I can give you for a while. It's probably gonna be gold, or I'll have to find some other way to pay you.
That's fine.
Norik would have probably gone to see the smith first.
Okay. So, because Brad left, we'll go on with Norik, I guess. So the smith just, how you doing?
Not poorly, brother, not poorly. Is Dante about?
He's just loafing around in front of the forge.
I say, well, I'll need to have his assistance again this time. But I came back because I remembered a promise that I'd made, and I intend to keep it. We will be heading out soon, but I wanted to be sure that there weren't any additional ceremonies or such that you felt you needed assistance with.
Appreciated, but I should have things handled. I'm allowed to officiate things.
Always, brother. Just never hurts to be sure to offer help. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I always worry to ask Philippe about these things, but perhaps, given what it's made of, maybe you might know a little more, could tell me something about it. And he's going to pull out that rod that his family gave him. I can't remember if we said if it was metal or wood. I think we said it was metal.
Sorry, what was that again?
The rod that his family gave him and said, protect this. I can't remember if we ever said if it was made of metal or wood. I'm just assuming it was metal.
I believe it's metal. I'm trying to... Yep, he takes a look at it. and it's a rod to you guys, but it's basically it'd be a wand to a normal person. So this is a little shorter than a wand to him. So he just kind of.
My family told me to protect it and keep it with me, but I don't know much about it. To be
Well, I'm guessing this is the Jurassico mark. And he shows you, yes, there is a mark of your family crest on the rod.
Anything else? Does it? I think say if it had magic, I would have known by now. I'm certain.
A bit hefty. I mean, maybe it's just something they give everybody that heads out on an adventure? I couldn't tell you.
When a
Just seems like
family
a rod
says
to
to
me.
protect it with your life, I'm not always certain that's the case. I don't see why they would give it to me, of all people. Has been one of the bigger mysteries as I've carried it.
That I don't know.
At least, can you tell me what metal it's made of? It doesn't seem to be anything common that I'm aware of.
I'm not well versed in exotic metals, and it certainly is that.
Well, I thank you again, brother, for your services. Should I bless the forge?
If you so like, you just have to step around your bear.
Dante! And I'll call him out.
You just, and he gets up slowly, does a bit of a bear stretch, and lumbers over to you.
Pet him on the side of the head. It's like, we're going to be going on another adventure. Are you willing to come along?
You just get a, and he just kind of rubs his head against you.
Like, Sale kind of rubbed him on top of his head. It's like, wonderful then. And say he'll pat him on the nose. It's like, a moment. And saying he'll do his usual, like, graveyard soil and the whole bit.
Yep.
Blessing in front of the forge and at the threshold
All right.
before leaving.
All right, and the Smith just kind of gives you a nod. Dante follows you out. All right, Corin or Gario, was there anything you wanted to discuss with Philippe?
I'm getting drunk. Well, not drunk, but tipsy.
Okay,
Enjoying your scratch-offs, apparently.
What is it?
enjoying some scratch-offs. Apparently, we could hear you.
Oh,
Sounded like he was doing his nails. But,
Do you have any idea what that swarm of spiders did to me?
after talking to Philippe, can I sit next to Corin?
You absolutely can.
I sit there. So, you look like you're having a rough time. Want to play dice?
not for gold.
I didn't say it had to be for gold. Apparently, it looks like you want to drink and you lost to me a lot last time.
Well, since we're leaving, I'll need to a semi-coherent. However, if you'd like to buy... Well, Philippe, how much for a small cask?
Of my ale that I made, I think I can give it to you guys for, about, we'll say, 20 gold. That'd be enough to last you if you had a drink every night, about 2-3 weeks.
Throw in some tankards and you have a deal.
I can throw in some tankards for that amount. And he goes downstairs. He comes back up with a small cask, and you can tell he's struggling a little bit, even with just with it sloshing around. Just and he gets up,
I'll walk over.
and then he
Help.
5 tankards.
Scoop them up. The night when we make camp, we'll play. And
Oh,
I'll
all
take it
right.
out to put it on Flint.
Okay. Gario?
Did you hear anything?
I'm
that
good.
Yes, we heard you.
Yes, we heard.
So my video just gave out. Okay. So I'll look over at Arcris and say, tonight when we make camp, we can play.
Gotcha. And we'll play for drinks. And I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go sit back down.
And I'm going back into my mug.
All right.
I have a question for Philippe.
Okay.
What the heck is this place called? Or does it have a name? Since nobody's asked.
That's more than fair enough. Well, they're all under basically the same name. They're named after the, basically the item they hold. So it's, they're all the Dungeons of Darien, but this one is the, Cube Dungeon.
So are they all named after shapes? Like, is there cube
No,
dungeon?
no,
is the next one
it-
the triangle dungeon?
No, the item is the Cube of Force, and I imagine, you know, PR and that kind of stuff, he didn't want to call it the Force Dungeon, so he called it the Cube Dungeon.
Okay, now that I actually know the name of it, that wasn't even over the shelf. Gario was getting pissed because nobody was asking.
But at the same time, you never took the time to ask yourself either.
I was waiting.
Yes,
figure it
good.
out.
Fight amongst yourselves.
Exactly. Now does my friend have anything knowledge about said joint?
Well, it holds the Cube of Force.
Thanks. You're ever so useful. Can you give me anything else for one?
There's traps and puzzles.
Monster types? Come on, you're not. You at least gotta help me with something.
There's only so much I know. You gotta remember what I'm good at. I can tell you how many people died there. I can tell you how they died, but that doesn't mean that's what's there anymore.
Okay, well, how many people have died there in like the last month, and what did they die of?
Only one person died within the last month, and they were revived. They died to a puzzle.
Hey guys,
Copy.
something over the table and just weird. That knife I was playing with, for some reason it's magnetic.
No, really.
Welcome
It's
to
really
the D&D stream where Brad learns how metal and magnetism works.
No, as in, it's a
Moving
like
on.
magnet.
That's something we can discuss later.
Sorry guys, ADHD moment.
Anyway, so he died to a puzzle.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he died to failing a puzzle.
Okay, any specific way he failed the puzzle? Can you give me like how he was smushed or stabbed or wounded or filleted or burned or shocked or acided?
Let me think. I believe he was crushed to death, but not like ceiling coming down slowly kind of crushed to death.
Copy. Okay. At least helps a
His
little
crush
bit.
appeared and told him that she just wasn't interested.
A pain that Brad should have resistance to, but is instead weak to.
Yes. You'd think I'd build up an immunity to it by now. No.
So, for once, thank you for the information. I will see about helping with our little dilemma as we continue on, because I have a feeling I'm not going to find anything to help you in this dungeon.
Oh, you will if push comes to shove, I'm sure. And you almost feel eyes on Arcris, Corin, Norik, and even Jay, who is not there. There's always a fresh supply.
I just kind of like mull it over in my head and just go like shake myself out of it. And, okay, what were we talking about?
All right. So, any other questions, planning, concerns?
Oh, my eggs.
Let me see. The eggs are starting to show signs that they will be hatching.
Animal handling to make sure I'm doing them well. Or do I need to?
Again.
12?
I mean, eggs aren't cracked. They're warm. They seem to be doing okay.
Okay. That's all I got.
Yep. So Corrin's getting the stuff on the horse / drunk. Arcris is trying to get Corrin drunk, but is just setting jewelry / attuning to the new circlet.
Yep. And I'm probably looking over the doll to see if I can dress it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, easily. You just would need the cloth for it. Or if you had like doll dresses from other kids' toys, then you'd be able to. Or say if
Would I?
no.
Hey, kid, let me see your doll. Take the clothes off.
I'm
Here,
not
your
the
doll.
big fucking bully. Fuck, what?
Having been done with the smith, Norg would probably want to go see Archie one last time before returning
Alright.
to the tavern.
Welcome to the no more yada yada yada.
Yes, as always, Archie. Thank you. Well, appears you're out of food rations. That's unfortunate.
Well,
Oh.
I do have preserves.
What kind?
I mean, I gave some to the elf. I think he's actually checking the list. I think he knows.
Wasn't there like a peach?
Strawberry, plum, pear, and peaches.
Pumpernickel.
Yes, bread preserves.
You actually can do it. It's not good, but you can do it.
We call a bread preserve a cracker.
Or
Just
hardtack.
I drown it in syrup. It's actually bread pudding, but whatever. What his thing said? He's flipping through his journal again to when he was just listening to Philippe talk about everything. He said a manticore. I believe those are poisonous creatures. Do you have something in the way of a poisoner's kit or antidotes for poison?
I don't have any antidote.
I do.
I don't have a poisoner's kit either. I've got a medical kit.
Do I know what would be in a medical kit? Just FYI.
Just basically everything your Spare the Dying would do is what a medical kit is for.
Bumps, bruises, burns, gashes, needle, thread, soap.
Things that are killing you that you don't want to be killing you anymore, or your friends.
That should likely be useful. What would you like for it?
We'll say 2 gold for it.
All right, fair enough. I'll hand over 2 gold.
Yeah.
He kind of sits back on his heels again. It's like, what do you know of magical artifact, or is that more Philippe's?
Philippe knows magic. All I know is your bear is chewing my plants.
Oh,
And
that does remind me.
you do look over and Dante's like chewing on like a decorative tree that's half dead. Just
That does remind me. Do you have any idea where I could find? Oh, what did they call that? Obsidian bamboo.
Well, if you go to say a volcano, it's common there. I'm mixing my Felipe and my Archie voice. It's weird. Ugh. If you go to a volcano, it'd be pretty common. I know druids can grow it. Anybody who has plant-based abilities can grow it. But it's not something we keep out here.
Oh, well. Like I say, he'll turn over and he'll kind of tug at Dante to get him to quit chewing on the place. Like, I'm sorry that he's ruining your already dead plants. I suppose we'll just have to see if we can find you something else to chew upon, Dante. Come now. And he'll kind of pat Dante on the shoulder and come out. I think say start for the door.
Okay. Dante quits chewing on what's left of the plant. Most of the branches have been broken off. And just kind of leaves the mess as he follows behind you. Archie looks over and just... That's for the opening guy tomorrow.
Wait, there's another person other than Archie. There was this place.
Nope. Archie's going, that's a tomorrow Archie problem.
Would this be equivalent to an herbalism kit or no?
No, this is a healer's kit.
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
Like I said, basically what it does is without a wisdom check, you're able to stabilize someone who is dying.
Found it. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Alright, so where are you going after you leave the store?
I am going back to the inn, and I'm going to make sure I keep the med kit out because I want to give it to one of the others, actually.
Okay. So Norik comes back into the Mechanist Rest with Dante behind.
He'll probably hop up on a stool like he normally does.
Arcus and Corin are sitting together. Gario's kind of leaning against the corner of the bar and the wall that it meets. Sitting there casually, cool but not trying. You know, that kind of thing.
So the plan is to start in the morning? He's just kind of looking around at all the others.
It is morning.
It's almost noon at this point.
He's just kind of looking around for us, like, what's the plan?
Okay, shall I make the decision then, you bunch of rust buckets?
You've seen a worthy leader to this point.
Oh, that's a real bad idea. Oh, let's leave it to the people who know the place. Philip.
Well, you could just... It's up to you when you guys go. Really.
But do you think it would be better to depart in the morning or just get...
I mean, less travel time there and back if you start sooner.
I'm ready to go now anyway.
I'm ready. I don't care.
Let's see. Dante, while you're all up against the bar, Dante just kind of walks around and sniffs at everyone.
Philippe said he had a map. I'd like to ask him for the map.
And Philippe hands you the map. And it's a pretty decent map. Not a cartographer's best work, but it gives a basic understanding as to where the town is and how to get to this place.
So it's already marked with where we need to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I move? Sorry. All you, boo.
Okay. I'm rolling to end this Canadian standoff. Angie, you're Evens, Ryan, you're odd. Angie.
I just wanted to see if I can move from the bar to the entrance or the said entrance of the inn and just look out,
You can.
being away from Norik and Dante.
Okay. Dante, still kind of sniffs at you. He pads after you for a little bit, but as you walk, say, a table or so away from the bar, he breaks off and goes back to being near Norik. Alright, and I'm gonna let you guys decide and figure this out over a 10 to 15 minute break. So we shall return and shall set off on an epic adventure that I don't have any plans for whatsoever. Alright, be right back. Alright, we are back. So, has anybody come up with a vote for whether they want to leave for the cube dungeon, or if they want to wait until the morning?
I'm ready to go.
Corin downs his drink, picks up his tankards and his cask, walks out, and starts putting them in his saddlebags and on the horse.
Okay.
How much has he had to drink?
I believe 2 drinks. Don't worry, I'm watching.
For clarification.
Yep, I'm watching.
I say Nork sees Corin take all those things out. It's like, well, I suppose it's not the worst thing to spend a short ride till camp. And he will get up and slowly walk toward the door himself.
Okay.
Is anybody gonna go wake up Numbnuts in his wagon, or... Cool,
We
I
can
guess
leave
we're
him
just
alone
leaving
now.
Numbnuts behind.
You have a feeling Jay's going to come along. Just, he's going to let his driver take him the entire way and not do much.
Copy.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is Numbnuts is gonna be coming with us. Just in his carriage.
Yep.
Or wagon, or whatever he has.
So that means 2 donkeys are with us. Her.
3, you're
I wanna
forgetting Gario.
I said donkeys, not asses.
Is there much of a difference?
Wah, wah, wah.
I see you guys over there.
Do you really?
The party talks a lot of trash to him, man. They watch them sleep a lot. But that's just my
You
opinion.
just made that sound way too creepy.
Gee! Why would I ever do something like that?
Okay, so we're leaving?
Yeah.
Is that the
Seems so.
consensus? Consensus is we're
It's not like
leaving.
we have- Go ahead.
I start to go out the doorway.
Just doesn't seem like there's much more preparing we can do. It's only halfway through the day. We're gonna go ahead and get on the road and sit on our thumb.
I asked my friend to put on some road music.
You,
Sorry, go ahead.
you hear, it's, you know, like, oh, you are calming music. Yeah, I got that. It's just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, just,
Death metal.
Death
Yep.
metal.
I don't know whether to be proud that you both arrived at the same joke or make you take the same amount of psychic damage.
Hey, life cleric to a death god. I'm calling death metal on that. Come on.
Okay.
Anyway, I think Nork would get on Dante and then maybe proceed toward Arcris just slowly for a minute. Oh, Arcris.
Seeing you walk up slowly and carefully, Dante is kind of in like sneak mode, but it's, you know, as sneaky as a large bear can be, just low to the ground, slowly moving.
I turn around. Oh. And I just kind of keep my distance. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Oh, forgive me. I keep forgetting. As I said before, I promise he's not anything to concern yourself with, but I figured maybe this would be useful if you want it. He's gonna show Arcris the medical kit. I know how to do magic that will basically do the same thing this does, but considering the magic requires touch, I mean, it may not always be easily that I can get to everybody. I was hoping to give this to another just in case something happened.
You put a lot of faith in me for never healing anybody my entire life.
Yeah, I wish this moment was animated right now, because flashback to when Arcris did a very bold move that, like, Tony Hawk wouldn't even attempt to in order to save Norik in a pit that he never even saw the little one in.
Shit. Thank you, and I'll take it.
I'll give him kind of a small smile, and then he'll climb on Dante's back and consult the map on top of Dante.
Dante's ears kind of have to flatten because of how you're pressing the map, but otherwise it doesn't seem to cause him too much discomfort.
I figure he's kind of like sitting back behind Dante's shoulders at that point, so maybe he's trying to like flatten it across the shoulder blades or something.
Yep. With all the fresh food that Arcris has handled, Dante seems intent on sniffing Arcris.
I inch away.
The bear just kind of looks up at you. It doesn't get much closer. It's just kind of watching you now as you move away, like, you're scared of him.
I could use this.
I'm not moving away like I'm scared. I'm moving away like a manly ass man. Don't even.
Roll a deception check for the bear. Deceive the bear that you're not scared.
Deception or persuade.
Deceive the bear that you're not scared.
Meta, I still need to get Dante's stats at some point, please.
That is true.
17 question mark.
Okay, the bear doesn't think you're scared. He does just kind of stretch his nose out as far as he can without moving his body more, seeing if that'll let you sniff. If that will allow him to sniff you without you moving away.
I will. If he's not moving closer, I'll still stand. But
Besides, he gets a little closer as you know he lifts just because of how his neck works, moving up and down at an angle, but it's less than half an inch. But yeah, he is sniffing at you inquisitively. At which point, after he smells you and gets done with his inspection, he just kind of leaves you alone. He moves back. He basically just kind of sits back. And not realizing that Norik may have a little bit of a hard time holding on. And seems complacent now.
Okay. All good. I'm good. Alright, I'm ready to go. Are we ready to go, Norik? I don't know what the other guys are doing, but I'm ready.
Could I do a roll or something to be sure I've got the correct heading?
With the compass that the party has, once you have that, you'll be able to have the heading.
Okay. And I'll look down, it's like, he'll point around and say, he'll look around, it's like, it's
For
that
story reasons, this one is northwest. So you're actually
Okay,
going above the melting pot in terms
Right,
of
but he's-
geography. Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of one of those, like, it's that way.
Yeah. All right.
And
Corin,
he'll start Dante off that way.
you're leaving without everybody? Because only Norik and Arcris are ready.
Did not know that. I will sit and wait.
Okay, because that's what Arcris was
Just-
saying, was just basically, we're the only ones ready, let's go. At least that's what I took from it. Corin, your bags are all packed, you're feeling the liquor, but it's not quite getting you yet.
I'll lead him out front and just look around for everybody.
Okay, you see Norik and Arcris hanging out front. Jay's cart seems to be readied. All right, Gario. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Corin.
Oh, I was gonna ask. All right, where's the monk?
I'm just kind of, at this point, I might as well have been standing outside the front all the time, like, let's go already!
He's grandma.
No, I was about to say
Can you
Monty
just-
Python.
Can we just have you sing that every time we gotta go somewhere? Just you.
I am not having Gario narrate the entire adventure as if he was Dora the Explorer.
Honestly, I'm just wanting to buy-
Gagaria.
I'll wait until I see all the others, and then I'll tell them it's northwest of here. Shall we?
Corn just climbs on Flint. He's not in a talkative mood at the moment.
I make sure to be a distance away from all animals, and I'm ready to go wherever we're going.
Okay. Well, it's kind of
Gario
hard
give
for
any
you
indication?
because Norik with the map is probably going to be on point, and then you have wherever Corrin's going to be, and then Jay's bringing up the rear.
So, you're gonna say that Jay with his donkey cart is at the ass end of the convoy?
No, everybody just sit and realize how bad that was. I had to hear it, so we all have to suffer. Alright, so you begin to start out. Don't really need a survival check. Survival checks will only be used to try and get you guys there faster. If you see a shortcut on the map or so. If not, you have the predetermined about 3.5 weeks that this is going to take. So, that being said, anybody who is not Norik is free to give a perception check.
Well,
13.
Anything,
That
Ryan?
one.
Not one? Nice. Nobody seems to see anything. It seems like a very calm, peaceful time. By the time you make camp, you already notice that it's gotten a little bit cooler than where you were since you're heading north.
You said we've gone far enough that we should start making camp. Is that what I heard, Hazen?
You get about to the point where camp can be made.
Nork not being able to see very well in the dark will turn back, look at the others, like, so, how much further do you think we should make tonight? So he's just asking the general group.
I need sleep at some point.
We can stop here if we all want to. Gaia, do you want to take first or second watch?
Gario?
I honestly didn't hear anything.
Oh, Brad is speaking in a very low tone of voice. He asked if you want first or second watch.
Whichever one you want, Clang Boy.
I'll take first.
All right. Gario, are you going to be doing your meditation or your trance?
Yep.
Absolutely wonderful.
Nork was gonna stay up a little bit with Corin.
The full watch or just stay up a bit?
Stay up a bit.
Okay.
Because he knows that Corin's looking slightly inebriated.
All right.
We've been riding for 6 hours. I'm pretty sure I'm sober now.
Yeah.
Assumptions.
Yeah, Corin would be sober. Unless he's
Ain't
already
no
hitting into
creep.
that cask.
What?
That's unless you've already been hitting the cask. Brad, you just got a compliment on your character. You made Bono think of Korn, and she says Korn's a great band. It begins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Known from the beginning. To be fair, his horse is named after a type of corn.
I wanted you to name it Cobb so you'd be corn on the cob, but can't have all the things in life we want. But I can't have this happen, so when Norik goes to sleep, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Corn.
18.
Awesome. You see nothing. But as you are doing your watch, just kind of walking around, you swear you hear someone move behind you.
Pull and spin.
You pull and spin and ready yourself, and there's nothing there except for 2 footsteps right behind you in the ground and a torn cloth. From the side you can see there's nothing on it.
I'm going to look around very carefully and use my sword to flip the cloth.
Okay. As you flip over the cloth, I forgot to mention, it seems to be leather-backed cloth. So you see the leather side right now, and as you flip it over, on the cloth on top of it, it's a light blue instead of the dark brown of the leather. And it shows a symbol for the Frostblades, more specifically a Frostblade Apprentice symbol of ranking.
Is there anything specialized about it, say from my old unit?
There's tearing and damage to it, and you hear another sound behind you.
Roll forward, pop up, spin.
You see
Wait, stop
another piece of leather with cloth and another set of footsteps.
Not liking how this game is going. I walk over again, still keeping an eye out, and I flip the cloth. I'm having flashbacks as well.
You flip it over, and it is another symbol of an acolyte. It has blood on it. Both stains of blood are old. And just from the condition of the leather, they've been frozen for a long time. As there's cracking, it's brittle.
Is this ringing any bells? Is this what I went through last time?
You think this is in extreme correlation to...
Gonna take a second, center himself, and try and do a perception around him based off hearing.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, wait, no, that's not fair. I'm not using my auto crit dice.
It was only a 16.
Oh, it wasn't an auto crit. But what'd you get?
16.
Oh yeah, no, you don't hear anything.
Gonna slowly bend down. I'm picking up the 2 marks. And I can't tell if... I'm guessing that you're whoever was asking around, aren't you?
You don't get a response.
And that was the toughest decision I ever had to make. Swear to whatever powers may be that if you are the same fucker as then, I don't care how well you hide, I don't care where you hide, I will find you.
You don't hear anything. as the dead grass, or well, not dead, but the brown, dried grass around you blows in whatever wind there is, as you stand in a mix between hardening ground and soft shifting sands where it's starting to slowly become more of a savanna than a desert. You're just met with quiet, with the sound of the wind slowly blowing by, and the paranoia of whatever's going on right now.
He's gonna look around, take the two in hand, take his sword, drive it point first into the ground and kneel. Because, fuck it, obviously they can hide from me. They could stab me in the back of any time. And he has a good idea where these marks came from. Very, very good idea. And this is his first chance to try and give last rites. So he's going to shoot off a prayer to the war god and the god of death.
Okay. As you're knelt down, praying, head bowed, holding on to the guard of your sword while it's embedded in the ground, you hear, ever so quietly behind you, "Those you are sworn to watch over die. I will continue the pattern."
He grits his teeth and growls back. You can try, but this time, you have to kill me first.
No. You die last.
And I have to ask, is this coming from right at my ear?
Yes.
Perfect! I'm slamming my head back.
Okay. As you slam your head back, you're met with nothing but a hand grabs you by the face and poof, into the dirt. At which point, everybody does hear a loud metallic clanging.
I want to try and sweep the leg.
As you go to sweep the leg, you remember your sword is in the way, so you have to, unfortunately, either move your leg first or forego the action.
What direction did it... Okay, so the sword is in front of me.
The sword was in front of you. You were knelt, like, right in front of the sword.
Was I able to tell which hand and from which side I was grabbed?
It was the left hand, left side.
I don't have a dagger.
Nope.
I think. I do, however, yank out my hand axe and swing it with my left hand
Okay.
off to my left side as I'm trying to spin off the ground and grab my sword.
Okay. You go ahead and roll with disadvantage to hit.
Oh, motherfuck! A 19 and a 2!
Aw, such a shame. So you swing with the axe. You can feel it's easily blocked and moved out of the way. You get up, grab your sword,
Can I act in
and
courage and attack with the sword?
but as you get up with the sword and actually look over there, you don't see anyone. There are there is evidence of movement, and there is an evidence of where they went, but there's about 2 steps and then nothing. As the ground gets harder and stops leaving so nice of a trail.
Looks around and just growls to himself. Let it happen again. Next time, if I have to send them off on their own, I'm coming for you, bastard.
Did anybody else hear that? Because that was very quiet for me.
Okay. He's going to growl to himself. It's not going to happen again. 'Cause even if I have to go after you on my own, I'm coming for your ass.
All right. So, everybody did hear the loud clang of Corin being sat down.
So, is this literally when he's getting slammed?
It would once he got slammed, you have a chance to get up. By the time he grabs the sword and swings, that's when you would be up and looking.
Okay. All I want. So, if I'm spooked up, would I be in a position of detect magic?
What do you have that lets you detect magic?
You gave it to me. Wasn't that the spell?
No, you got a cantrip. You got prestidigitation.
Oh, never mind.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm assuming I'm looking outside the tent by now and I don't see anything.
Correct.
Not even with how dark it is.
You don't see anyone besides the group. You do see the tracks that were left by Corin. Not by him, but like next to him by him.
I hate to do this, but can I cast Detect Magic towards that way?
You can. And are you ritual casting it? No, that's right. Warlocks can't ritual cast. So you cast Detect Magic and you scan around. You don't feel a presence of the magic, but you feel a trace of it, basically. So whatever was leaving the power, went that way and left a trail of necromancy behind.
I don't know who's pissed whoever off, but went that way and it's not so good of magic, and I'm just gonna go back to bed and not piss anybody off. I don't know, does maybe a little Nora necromancy? Is that what you do? You said death god, right?
Not me personally, but some in my family have tried necromancy.
It's that kind of line. I'm going back to bed.
Corin is just standing there and slowly reaches down and picks up the 2 scraps. If anybody wants to roll an insight, they can.
Nora definitely would. 23. What would I get with an insight roll of 23?
Of what?
She rolled a 23 insight.
He is radiating rage at the moment. And he's using all his willpower to keep from sprinting in the direction that Arcris pointed.
Norik, as you get up, Dante also gets up. Although groggily, just...
I'll actually just pat Dante on the head and say, it's like, and look at him, it's like, rest. Watchful, but rest.
And the bear goes back to sleep.
Okay. He'll look at Corin and then kind of in the direction he's facing. You happen to see the 2 scraps you have? Are you trying to hide them?
No, they're just in one fist.
What are those?
A reminder not to fail again.
From your previous group.
You could say that.
They have you worried.
Not for myself.
One of us?
All of you.
He kind of just gives a slow nod. Not something I'm usually for, but I can help with that also. And he will cast Bless, and he's going to go up and tap Corin. He's going to shoot another one over to Gario, and then if it's possible to get through the tent at Arcus, he'll shoot the other one at Arcus.
Does it say you have to be able to see them? Creatures that you can see?
A moment, I will look. Within range.
Okay, so yes, you can bless Arcus.
It's not as good as my healing magic, but it's usually helped once in a while. You're usually a little more keen, and saying he'll cast Celeb.
You worship the death god, yes?
Yes.
Do me a favor and ask him to make sure they are taken care of. Hopefully he'll know who I speak of.
Just the they, then.
Hold on.
Rolling for internal conflict.
Pulling up names.
Quick question from me.
Yes.
Did my friend, considering he's part of my consciousness, would have noticed said person or have any insight to said person?
He had no idea.
Yappy.
Greta and Tulio.
You say those names?
Yes.
You're not actually speaking.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Apologies. He'll take note of the names, and he'll do his usual ritual with the graveyard soil and jumping over it as he usually does. And then he'll kneel and ask the Numian if he's aware of those two names relating to Corin and what may have or have not happened.
Okay. You do your little prayer. You don't really get any answer.
He'll get up and he dusts his knees off, and he said, the Numian doesn't always answer me, but sorry.
No. Just you taking the time to do that much is enough. Get some rest. We'll have a long day tomorrow.
You say so. And say, instead of actually tucking himself back into his bedroll, he's actually going to probably go over and just lay against Dante's side.
Okay. All right. And an hour passes. There is no more interruption. There's no more little gifts left for you. It's just another hour of silence. And then it comes time to pass on the watch.
I walk over. I wake Gario from his meditation. And I just say, extra watchful tonight.
Oh, I am. I kind of
With that-
stumble up half-assed and kind of stand.
All right.
Take my sword, stick it in the ground in front of me, kneel down, and go into meditation.
Okay. All right, Gario, feel free to give me a perception check.
God damn it.
You are on watch. You don't have to do a perception check. It just means you aren't actively watching.
Yeah. Well, no, then my passive perception will kick in, which at this point I might just take if my roll is as bad as it has been lately. $16.
Okay. You don't seem to notice anything.
I really hate it when you use that word.
About an hour into your watch, get a little knock at your head and just go, "Hey, so you know how many people are left, right?"
What people are we talking about? You mean the count?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how many people do we have here?
Okay, we kind of need to actually have people to do what we're doing in the first place, considering your almightiness hasn't blessed me with enough power that I can probably do shit on my...
Yeah, that's probably true. But
Ah,
I
eat
also
that.
like going the easy way.
The easy way would only... Oh yeah, this is always going to work out. You and the easy way are going to get me killed.
I'm offended. Why would I want death around me?
Let's think for a second.
Oh, it would be nice for a change, wouldn't it?
What, for me to die?
No, thinking.
I mean, you thinking will always never happen. I've assumed that.
I'm not the one that got a god made out of me.
I'm sorry. Next time I will conspire to give him the concept of you. That way you can have a lovely glowing figure of yourself walking around saying all these smart things.
Yeah, smart. That was what was being said.
That's not the point, and we both know it.
Yeah, the point is, I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, there's nothing to frickin' eat.
Do a bit of hunting then.
Hey, you were the one who said that it had to be human.
Humanoid?
I'm sorry, do you see any humanoids around?
Yes! 3! 4 if you count the old fart!
Yes, but then I have to kill them unless you
That's
tell me
the
to breed
point!
one. No. You said, here, I can solve this. Didn't you tell me there was possibly somebody in the dungeon?
Yeah, but the likelihood of running into them before I get bored.
Well, I'm not going to go off and kill somebody right now because that'll get us both killed.
I mean... Yeah...
I mean, to deal with the devil or not, this isn't working that way.
We're gonna have to work on your eagerness to follow orders.
Oh my god. I have been following... I gave you 5 doses out of the bloody caravan.
Yes, weren't those great? You're lucky they died recently, so they counted. I should have made it people that you killed.
I'm sorry, oh wise one. You said blood. There were no stipulations to said blood,
Well,
except for blood.
well, and who could make it and how long you had.
Fine. Either way, what can I do to satiate your bloodlust then, oh crazy?
See, I feel like we're going to just be talking in circles about this point.
You got it.
Alright. Fuck you. He just kind of leaves, realizing that, he doesn't have anything to offer you at the moment, but he also can't just flat out kill you for your insolence.
I'm not being insolent. He's telling me to kill people.
To him, you are.
Oh my god.
Isn't that the problem with who it is?
Not going into it.
Sad part about your line of work, the hours are hell.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
besides him poking in every once in a while to just be like, hey, look, we got off on the wrong foot. Could you kill him for me? And you're just going, no, and he'll be like, fuck it. You have a pretty uneventful watch.
Good.
Alright, so you all awaken in the morning, alive, not stabbed.
Also, technically, I don't think... No, wait, I do have shuriken. I could have stabbed them, I guess.
You're a monk. Anything can be used to stab people. I mean, think about it. If a hurricane could send a tree through cement.
I don't think I'm at that level yet. but
Blunt
let's see what
objects
I
are
can
only
do.
blunt until enough velocity is given.
I'm sorry. Should I start mini-maxing and trying to get a hold of the things to make me travel at 4 miles per second?
No, but I just wondered what would happen if, say, a monk or a fighter threw something and then someone cast catapult on it while it was in the air.
Holy crap.
That's
Are we
something I
gonna-
need to
are
think
we-
on. That's a
are we gonna
fastball
do-
special.
Do you know about the, over the table, you know about the human railgun?
I have not. Let's get story done. Can you, like, set a note or something, or send me a message so that I remember. Because I do want to hear about the human
We'll talk
railgun.
about it later.
Yep. So, all right, everybody wakes up alive, not stabbed, yada yada yada. Norik, you definitely noticed that sleeping against Dante left you sweating with how hot it is in the area.
You said colder compared to inside the town, so I thought that was
Just a little bit, but he is a Volcanda. He naturally radiates heat very well.
He'll get up and I'll just kind of look down at his robe, like, and say, and I'll look back at Dante and pat him on the side. It's like, I'll just have to remember for next time.
Yeah, and the bear just and gets up.
I walk out of my tent and do I see Norik?
Yep.
I just use prestidigitation and then start putting away my tent.
Would I happen to notice Arcus doing this?
Is Arcus trying to hide it?
No.
Yes.
Appreciate it, Arcus. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I keep forgetting that he's not a natural style panda, at least the ones I'm used to thinking about.
Awesome. Keeps putting away my stuff.
Dante, you do keep the food with you, don't you?
Yeah, and I'm probably starting to get it out to get ready to cook.
Dante lumbers over.
No, you stay.
As
Right
soon as
there.
as soon as you say no and stay, he just he stares at you expectantly, but he doesn't move.
That's never worked before. And I just start cooking.
I'd say, does Arcus kind of give like a slack-jawed look or something? Because if so, Nora could laugh his butt off.
I literally just go, okay, cleaning or cooking.
Yep. You do notice, if you do glance back at the Volcanda, that his attention is divided between you and the food.
Between me and the food or Arcus and the food?
Arcus and the food. He does every once in a while check up on Norik just to make sure Norik is within sight, then make sure Norik's okay, but then immediately turns back to the food.
Is the flame good enough to actually cook on properly?
There's a small fire going, and Arcus could, I believe Arcris and Corin both have the ability to make flame grow in different ways, so they would be able to cook it. Especially because it's pre-prepared food for
I was just making
this
sure.
day. Yep. So Arcris, you reheat the food. Nark, you get your stuff ready. Gario, you didn't really have much to prepare. Corin, what are you doing in this wonderful morning and time to be alive in?
He is pulling out his blade from the ground, making sure it's cleaned, taking his time with that, and just finally putting it in his scabbard.
Okay. Alright. So, eventually Arcris prepares the food and gets breakfast ready. Dante's still waiting, ever so patiently.
I make dishes for everybody, and I tell Norik to come get the food for Dante and clean up, and then
Okay. So, dinner bell is rung, and well, breakfast.
I'm also wearing my apron.
Also, oh, the tip the chef
course.
apron. Also, Jen, if you were speaking, nobody could hear you.
Talking to myself, that's okay.
Okay, let me know if you respond, then we'll get the straight jacket. Alright, so breakfast is collected by everybody who wants it, with Dante eagerly awaiting his food. And as soon as it's set in front of him, he digs in. And, did I have you roll for that cooking? Charisma proficiency roll, please. We'll just see retroactively how it is.
14.
Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see. I'm going to now roll a d100. Oh, maybe not.
At least it wasn't a 1 and poisoned all of us.
Darn. Huh. Dante really fucking likes it.
He's like trying to chew the bowl to get the last of the flavor.
Yeah,
out
like
of
his fangs
whatever he
latch
gets
on it
slap
and the
off.
tongue just lolls around inside. Cleaning it. It almost kind of looks a little terrifying because the tongue will come out from under the bowl from the opposite side.
You look to Arcris and there's like a fork heading to the mouth and the food just falls off the fork as he's like,
Well, you're eating stew with a fork, so that's the first problem.
Hey, I didn't say what I was making this morning. Fuck you.
You said you were
I
making
guess it's
stew
a
for the next day.
spoon. It's a spoon.
Just using
It's
a
a
fork to eat the
spork.
hardtack.
I like say that when Nork's done, and that's on the ground. It's like he's just slobbering at that one because it's not nearly empty enough to Dante's taste.
Yeah, and Dante eventually the bowl just thunk, 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 on the ground, and then he gets up and he starts lumbering towards the pot.
Like I say, Nork's gonna get in front of him and like push on his shoulders, like no more.
He's just
And say, stay. We'll have
Why not
something.
give the
Say,
bear
pat him on the
extra?
shoulder. It's like we'll have some more later.
Why not give the poor bear a little extra? The food's gonna go bad in the desert anyway, even if it is stew.
We're not headed into the desert. That's we'll check the map on his hip and then look around. It's like it's that way back into the grasslands more.
Oh, pardon me. It's gonna do ever so much better in a moist, wet environment. Plus,
Thinks
I
that
don't know if you
Norville
remember.
from Gario to Arcris, see what thinks the Arcris made the food.
I'm going to state a fact here, and this is a fact that undeniably nobody can argue with. That Philippe did say there were a bunch of possible beasties in the grasslands, so I'm guessing hauling around a mess ton of cooked, smelly, good food that even this bear thinks is attractive is probably not a good idea to be hauling around.
As
Arcris
Dante
is
pleads his
more
case.
than willing. Arcris is nowhere near the pot currently. Is
go for it.
Hold on. I'm
Wait,
gonna
does Arcus actually say go for it?
Hold on. I'm gonna roll for
I
Panda
made
Puppy
it
Eyes.
for us. Anybody can have seconds.
Dante gives you a really good just Norik. Like he's obviously trying to play your heart with a 17 persuasion.
I say Norco look at Dante and look at Arcus like Arcus, it's your food. It's up to you.
I said I made enough for everybody to have seconds.
All right then. I say who else wants seconds before Dante empties it?
I'm quite alright. That's why I was saying the bear shitty.
And saying the other two guys say he'll tap Dante on the shoulders like just don't burn yourself. And say I'll give himself just kind of like a small smirk.
At hearing "Don't burn yourself," Dante gives you a look.
My thought is like this is still like a pot simmering on like what's left of the coals, so it's like okay, Volcanda, he still hurt himself. He doesn't know.
He steps on the coals on the way to the pot and doesn't seem bothered in the slightest. Like maybe he'll shift the foot a little bit if he's on a particularly hot one, but fire doesn't seem to be harming him that much as he just takes his head and right into the pot.
Poo and honey pot. Yep.
Yep. And Arcris, from this cooking pot that was given to you by your family, you just hear the inhuman sounds from inside. And
I just pushed my food away at that point.
And about 3 minutes afterwards, you hear the panda equivalent of a burp. And he lifts his head up, and the pot goes with it. And just... And he kind of like backs up with it.
Be careful with that pot now.
Norik's gonna come up and just like put a hand on your shoulders, like hold still. And he's gonna try to wrench the pot off Dante's head.
As Dante instinctively goes to look at you, Norik, does a 17 hit?
It does. Can I make a dex hit? Dare I attempt to duck it?
Well, he goes to look at you. You take 3 points of damage as he just kind of bashes you in the head and shoulder, looking at you, and then he kind of recoils as well as he takes that damage, and he like kind of flails around.
I just got my bell rung by a pot.
Yep. Well, by a Volcanda wielding a pot.
I yell at the Volcanda to sit.
It takes him a minute because the sound kind of rings inside, but he eventually, like, very carefully sits down. But his head's still on a swivel.
I just physically just like grab the pot, just...
It takes a little bit, but you... And you look at the pot, the outside seems to be fine. There's a little scratch where it hit Norik's armor. You look inside, and it's just covered in what Dante didn't get to, and red and black Volcanda hair on the inside.
Hey, grave robber, I have something for you.
I'm not a grave robber.
I just slowly bring the pot over and place it in front of him.
I'll look at it, and then I'll start cleaning not only my food bowl, but my pot out. Because that's disgusting.
And Dante is grooming through his hair, like lapping at his paws, trying to get whatever he can from it. Also, if you want to clean the pot, you could just...
Yes, for the prestidigitation, kapooey.
Yep, you prestidigitation it, and all the gunk that's still left in the hair just out of the pot, leaving it clean. Even the scratch on the outside left by hitting Norik is fixed. Just because it was such a minor scuff.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's how things get clean.
Yeah, prestidigitation can be used to clean things. Foxy needs a Volcanda in her life.
It works enough, and I usually tend to clean these out anyway. I just Right now, did not want to touch that.
I'll clean these out properly later before I cook again, and I put them away.
All right. After being done cleaning himself, Dante starts to lumber towards Arcris. But this time he's being slow, and he's approaching like a tentative animal would, something new, like head low, like moving down, and just kind of looking up at you as he crawls forward. You can tell he's trying to make himself as non-intimidating as possible, since he is a social animal.
I hate you.
Is that to
I'm
me
just
or to
kinda
Dante?
standing back watching this very quietly.
No, this is over the table to haze them that I hate you. But I just look, and as it gets closer, I tend to back away a little bit.
He stops, but he just like gently tries to press his nose against your hand as you do the stop thing. And that's all he does is like press his nose against you.
I instantly freeze up. Cause, oh no, hold on.
It's Bond.
Oh yeah, no, I instantly freeze up. As the hand he has touched is my left hand.
He just stays there. His nose, occasionally you feel it moving as he will sniff or huff a little bit. But he seems to be waiting on you to do something.
I stand there motionless for like a second, not really moving, not looking away, and I just drop my hand and turn around and walk away.
Dante just kind of lays his head on the ground.
Having seen this, Norak's gonna come up and just kind of give him like a commiserately pat and tell him, it's like, can't rush that one, it's all right.
And he just like lays his head on your side as you walk up to him, and just brr. And then he just kind of fully lays over, and you can tell it's Volcanda for food coma time.
Would it be worth it to stay for maybe another hour? I don't think this one's likely to get up and move anytime soon.
That's up to you all.
Norak was basically broadcasting to everybody. It's like, okay, form of transportation is not moving.
Alright, I'm fine with it.
You finally hear me speak.
Hazen, I will ask this just sort of meta, because I'm not sure. How much would Norak know about herbs and like healing herbs?
You'd have it. Do you have proficiency with medicine?
I do.
Then you know which herbs would be beneficial. You don't know like what herbs to use to poison people. You know what herbs not to use that are poisonous, but could turn them into a poison.
If Dante's gonna nap, I think Norak could want to look around the area and see if there's any herbs that he can identify that'd be useful.
Okay. Go
Even
ahead.
if they're just to like, give to Arcris for seasoning for later type things.
If you're just gonna look at general nature, if you're looking just for healing, medicine check.
I think general, I'll just do nature. We'll see.
Okay.
Nat 20 for 21.
Okay, so it's a very barren land, but you do manage to find a few herbs. Basically, the desert equivalent to aloe. I don't exactly know where aloe grows. I don't know if it grows near a desert, so...
He actually does.
Okay, so, yeah, you find some aloe. So you can help with burns and stuff like that. Or create a really nice drink. You never drank aloe before? It's great.
What now?
I said, if you've never drank aloe before, try it. It's great. Like, not... I'll say...
We have.
There are aloe drinks. Don't just go to like the Sunbird section of your store, grab the aloe meant to wear and drink it. I'm not starting another Tide Pod craze. Go to the drinks. I'm telling the people watching.
I know.
I'm not getting us in any legal trouble.
Water. I've had aloe water before.
Yeah.
It's got to my face, unfortunately.
Just making a disclaimer. I do not condone finding random things to drink and drinking them.
Corn is sitting there making sure all of his weapons are in top shape, sharpening edges,
Okay.
checking for faults, etc.
All right. So an hour passes. Anybody keeping watch?
There we go.
I heard what you said,
everybody's
Brad. I
just
said an hour passed. Is anybody keeping watch?
I mean, if everybody else is walking around, I'm usually just standing looking around. So, me, I guess?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
A rousing 10.
You don't hear anybody.
Since I'm already on high alert due to the night before,
You're dealing with your weapons, according to you.
so I don't have any chance of hearing anything.
You do not.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
if you're working on your weapons, you're gonna be making a lot of racket.
Alright, so... Does a 15 hit Narc?
A 15
Yes.
meets
No,
it,
wait.
beats it.
I was gonna say, question real quick before we continue this. I rolled a 10, but my passive perception's 16. Do I use passive?
No, you still don't notice anything,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Sneaky snacks.
Alright. And does a 16 hit Corin?
No.
Alright. Corin, an arrow, or a crossbow bolt bounces off your armor. While Norik, the crossbow bolt actually hits. And why are my dice hiding from me? You take 6 points of piercing damage. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to roll that one for Corin twice. Nope, doesn't matter. So, only Norik is hit.
You guys hear this? Not shriek, but just the
Yep. Dante immediately shoots up.
As soon as I have a arrow, or crossbow bolt bounce off me, I'm taking my sword that I was sharpening and popping up and looking around.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Okay, not bad.
16. And no, my assumption was, considering we were in the wetlands, that we were getting attacked by snakes again.
Well, think
Okay, so I got a 16 for Gario.
13.
Third. Same.
Who has a higher
18.
dex? Arcus or Norik?
+2.
Same. Mine's a 14.
Okay, both of you roll again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to roll again.
Just a dex off real quick. Just D20 plus Your initiative.
7.
Oh my god!
Would you stop? I get women sync up all the time. Not now. Not the time.
Oh, Hazen.
I mean, he has a point.
All right, that would be 22.
10.
Okay, Norik goes first, and then Arcris.
I had an 18. Thank God for a high roll on the die because I've only got a +1 to initiative.
I mean, I've got a +4.
Wait, you should have a +2 because we leveled up.
No.
His proficiency wouldn't go up. Or no, he doesn't have proficiency with it. Initiative is just his dex.
Yeah. It's your dex.
Oh.
How nimble you are to pop up and fight.
So that begs me to differ. Were you looking at the right thing for your initiative?
Yes.
If she's looking at D&D Beyond, it's already mapped.
I was teasing.
Right now, my
Alright.
proficiency and initiative are the same anyway.
Corn, you see 2 men with crossbows and 1 man between them, leading. The men with crossbows are reloading.
He's actually got a grin on his face. Because he needed something to
Yeah.
vent a little anger on. So he just How far away are they?
They are about 70 feet from you.
Okay. I'm moving my full 30,
Okay.
and I'm throwing a hand axe.
Okay, what's the range on a hand axe?
20 to 60. So I will be doing it at disadvantage.
Yep, because it's long range.
17.
Who are you aiming at?
Let's go with the crossbow, guys.
Okay.
I want
that
to
hits.
interrupt the reloading. What?
That hits one of them. So we'll just say he's got one on each side, so we'll say the one to your right, his left, is the one you hit. So go ahead and roll damage with the hand axe.
Okay. 9 damage,
Okay.
and I'm just yelling, "You guys picked the perfect day. Thank you."
All right. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
All right. It goes to Gario. 3 men, 70 feet from you, loading crossbows. One just
said
got an axe in the
70?
chest.
What'd you say?
I said one of them just got an axe in the chest.
How far are they away?
70 feet. It's almost like they're trying to shoot you down before you can get to them.
Who would have guessed?
Fighting there
Right.
to make it.
I'm trying to remember. Sprint is a full action, right?
Yep, and
Yep.
double your move.
Although, you might have something from your monk class that lets you sprint as a bonus action for key. I don't remember what your... It'd be the same thing that lets you do the flurry of blows. I think it's like patient defense or something like that.
Oh, Step of the Wind.
Yeah, I think step of the wind might be what you're looking for, but that might be disengage. I could be wrong.
You can spend 1 Kai point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your...
Okay, yeah, so
either. Nice.
you could dash.
Okay, let's play that game. Bust a Kai, Step of the Wind. I'm gonna get right in their nose. Because I can move 90 feet on a dash.
Okay, so you just cheek to elbow kind of power run up to them. Just max efficiency.
Pretty much.
Yep.
That would be my bonus action. So my actual action,
How much is your movement speed currently?
45 feet.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, you're there.
I move real quick.
Yep. So Gario just onto him. Are you going for the one that has the axe sticking out of them, or are you going for the uninjured one, or the big guy in the middle?
Going for the big guy in the middle.
Okay.
It first of all, does he have a weapon?
Oh yeah, he's got a scimitar.
Called shot disarm.
Okay, so you will roll with disadvantage on an attack basically at his wrist hand area.
What's disadvantage?
You roll twice and take the smallest die.
So this is like what, an opposed grapple?
Basically, he's
No.
going to try and strike so hard that it gets knocked out. I kind of have a DC set for what the amount of damage he has to do.
For an attack, so it's the attack plus proficiency still, right?
Attack plus your dexterity plus proficiency.
Dexterity plus proficiency on top?
Yeah, so your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency modifier. This is to hit.
21.
Okay, that definitely hits him.
Now, question is, does he disarm?
Oh.
You gonna roll the damage?
Oh, yeah. I need to actually bring up Google. Go. Eight damage.
Okay. His hand kind of falters. It looks like he's about to lose it, but he tightens his grip again real quick. He doesn't look happy at that, though.
Yeah, I had a 15-16 roll, and honestly, I've never been adding my proficiency bonus to that.
Not to
So
damage,
my
just to
attack roll's
hit.
been my- Yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure.
Damage is roll plus dex.
Yep. All right, I believe it's Norik's turn. If you didn't... How many attacks do you have on your action, Gario? Do you have one right now?
That I know of, I'm still only at one attack action plus
Okay.
flurry of blows. But
Okay,
I can't do
yep.
flurry because...
Yep, then that'd be your turn. And it does go to Norik.
Okay, how far are they from me?
70 feet.
How long does it take to load a I can say, how long does it take to load a crossbow?
Starts out.
You have a feeling it's going to be loaded by the after you attack, but before you can
Not
attack
talking
again.
about theirs.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm going to take my light crossbow out and going to aim at the one with the axe already buried in him.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a crossbow attack. So that'd be a d20 plus 4.
Right, I was like, he hasn't
I'm-
done melee in a while. This is funny.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
Jesus. Yes, a 22 hits. And Norik's just, I haven't done this in a while. I hope I still can. Oh, yep.
7 damage.
Okay. With the bolt landing in the man's gut, he falls back into the brush he was hiding in and doesn't seem to get back up.
Was that the one with the axe in his chest?
Yes.
Wow, these guys are weak.
I would say after he does that, I think Nora could try to like rip the bolt out of like where it embedded itself if he can reach it.
Okay. I'll allow you to do that as your bonus action. Alright. And is that everything?
That's all I can do. I've moved up. I've action to bonus action.
Did you move? You didn't say anything about moving.
I guess that is true. I'll move up.
To within 40
Yeah,
feet?
I'll move like toward the party. Yeah,
Okay.
just toward the party in general.
Alright, so you move up 30, or it wouldn't be 40 feet. It'd be
0.5.
25.
Yep. All right. So now, oh yeah, Dante.
I know I have Dante's stats, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, give him a command and see what he does.
just to use him as a war steed. Attack!
I've given him 3 commands if you've been listening.
I would see if we could have him go toward the other crossbowman, and I want to call May at and say I'm gonna point at the other crossbowman and have him May.
Okay. So he moves up 40 feet and just and shoots a firebolt. Does 8 points of flame damage, and the guy seems to be in pain, and he's brushing out the part where he's burned, but he doesn't seem to be down.
Okay.
All right, and that takes us to Arcris.
Does the 23 hit?
Yep. Are you aiming for the big one in the middle or the other crossbowman?
The big one in the middle.
Yes, that definitely hits him then.
3.
3 points of force damage.
Yes.
All right. So you just kind of he stumbles a little, gets back up, looks confused, looks to you. What?
Come at me.
Not every warlock has to take agonizing blast.
What's he looking like?
About 6'2", 200 pounds, muscular.
I meant, is he bloodied or...
Oh no, the guy in the middle seems fine.
Good.
I was gonna say the only thing I've actually done is tried to break his wrist.
All right. That guy's dead, so no use keeping him in initiative. That guy's not. He saw his buddy die and has decided to continue this battle of crossbows. A 16 hits, right, Norik?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Meets it, beats it.
They will do another 8 points of damage. And
Little man is starting to sway.
and then he moves behind Gario, in between him and
he's
the
being
captain.
funny.
And the captain just looks down at you. He smiles with a dirty, missing teeth, summer rotted smile, and just goes, "Oh, they're gonna make this interesting."
You think that's a knife?
All right. So he's going to swipe at you. Yes, okay. All right. Does a 18 hit?
Meets it, beats it.
All right, and he does.
Wait, what does the dodge action do again?
The dodge action. If you take it on your turn, it gives everybody disadvantage to hit you.
Okay.
So he's going to do 8 damage to you in one attack, and then he's going to swipe for another.
Oh boy.
Okay. Alright, I'm guessing a dirty 20 hits. That's an 18 hits.
Yep.
And he's going to hit you for 6 damage.
I'm standing.
Okay. He seems to like that. In your head, you just go, "Ooh, he's got bloodlust."
Oh great.
All right, and it goes back to the top of initiative with Corrin.
See, he might have liked that, but I didn't. So I am going to dash and get in this guy's face, and I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
And I have a vivid memory of someone doing something to me the night before that I'd like to do to him. And I want to grab him by the face and just plant him on his ass.
Okay, we'll make
So,
opposed grapple
yep.
checks.
Am I technically flanking because I'm coming
Nope.
up so he's on my right?
You can't flank within a flank. This isn't checkers.
Fine.
And plus, if you're going to grab him by his face, you kind of have to be in front of him. Because that's what he was. The guy was to your side, kind of in front of you.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's see here. It's strength and plus proficiency.
Yep.
24.
You both just grab each other by the face. One bends one way, and then you bend the other way, and you seem locked for a moment. Alright. And you can't really do a bonus action. So, is that your turn?
Can I bonus action kick him in the shin?
You could try. But,
Or stomp on his foot?
yeah. Eventually, he just kind of uses his bigger stature to move you back.
He's
Because,
only 2 inches taller.
yeah, but 224s plus he's got a strength that matches yours.
So we're kind of gridlocked.
Basically, and he just stopped the gridlock. So, alright, so now it goes to Gario.
Cool.
You have an injured man behind you, and you have the bandit captain in front of you.
I would like to free action tell Gario, I want this one.
I'm
Gario, in your
going
head, you
to-
hear, "Oh, more bloodlust!"
I want to duke it out with this dude. Like, I'm not even
Is-
kidding.
Is the one guy who's dead next to me within free action range to bend down?
Like, to bend down by him, or...
Yeah, without like using a full action or bonus action. I know you know what I'm doing. It's just like, is he close enough within 5 feet that I can free action it?
It would be an action to actually do the collecting.
Throw a snake
Save
egg at his
that.
face. Maybe he'll hatch.
I'm going to attack the guy. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure that flurry of blow. Yeah, it doesn't say it has to use against the same guy. I'm gonna attack the injured guy first. So I'm gonna like,
Okay.
I don't know, mule kick or something. I'm gonna stare straight forward, but I know he's behind me, so I'm gonna be like, "Here!" Mule
Okay,
kick
if
his
you're
ass.
not going to look at him, it's at disadvantage.
Oh, you're killing me.
I can't help the rules of 5e.
Fine, I will turn around.
All you gotta do is say you look behind as you'd mule kick. You can still do the mule kick.
There you go. I'm going to put my head over my shoulder, look at the guy, and mule kick.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, 23 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Go D4. 5.
Okay. You turn, basically your body is sideways for a moment as you rear back your leg and just kick right into the guy's face. As you pull your foot away, you see his nose caved into his skull. A little bit of blood pools out of his eyes and he just... And the voice inside your head just cackles.
Oh my god, picture was so real in my head.
Okay.
Just look like a hamster even.
Bonus action, flurry of blows, targeted shot on the dude's scimitar.
Okay. So disadvantage, but go ahead. It's 2 attacks, right? Flurry of blows. I think it gives you 2 attacks on your bonus action, or is it just 1?
As of right now, 2 armed arm strike is a bonus action right now, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 different attacks. So you'll roll with disadvantage twice, unless only one of them's a called shot, and you just want to punch the guy in the ribs the other time.
Nope, I'm going for his weapon. I
Okay.
want it out of his hand. That one didn't hit. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Okay. Did you nat?
I didn't nat 1, no,
Okay.
but it wasn't going to hit.
Close.
$18 to hit?
It hits. Meets a pizza.
Okay. And And rolling damage. Cold shot, 8 damage again.
Okay. You hear a crack and he drops the scimitar. And he stares at you angrily, he smiles and just pulls out 2 daggers.
I just broke his damn wrist. How was he holding on 2 daggers?
You didn't break his wrist, you did enough damage that he had to let go.
Aww.
Caused a muscle spasm.
Yeah. Instead of bend down in front of both of you and grab another thing, he's just gonna go, fine. Now here's an interesting bit of tidbit. He now gets a bonus action attack.
Great.
I was debating on trying to bitch slap him with my shield.
Yep. So now that Norik's turn is over, Gario's turn is over. It is Norik. I was ahead in initiative.
I was about to say, my goodness. Okay, so both crossbowmen are down.
Yes.
And how far am I away from this Captain Brute?
45 feet. You could spend half your movement and climb on top of Dante and use his 40 feet of speed. You'd have to get to him. It would basically take all your movement to get to him and get on him.
If you'll allow it.
Yep.
But would getting up on him be my action, though?
No. It's just have your movement to get on or off a mount. If you're a cavalier, it only takes 5 feet of movement.
Okay, noted. I will do that, and then I'm going to point Dante at. I'm going to point Dante, point at the brute for Dante, so he goes like that. I'm going to say I want to go at him.
Okay.
And I want to have him get me in touching range, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds on him. Or in my case,
have fun with that.
When you need an extra 5 feet.
Dante will dash.
Okay.
Signo Tassil Fini.
Alright, so Dante dashes to get to him, and you are up on this man. And you have advantage because he is now definitely flanked.
Okay, so I need to do a roll to hit for this one. I don't think you get any better than a nat 20 first time plus 5. So 25 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits. Angie, she's learning from Talia. Just do all the damage with inflict wounds.
It's great.
I would love it, except I'm just thinking it's like if there's like a little hint of black shows up around Norik's eyes as he does this, because this is like counter to everything he does. I love it.
Go ahead and roll the damage and double it.
I'm trying. Oh, jeez. If he actually gets what I think he is, this is going to be horrible. I need to get another D10 out.
You get 3d10 doubled. I wanted to beat this guy up, damn it.
To be fair, you said it in a low voice to Gario. You didn't exactly announce it like it was the last item in a Kroger special.
Okay, so I rolled 14 damage, so double that, that's 28.
All right, so you watch.
Yep,
you watch Dante roll up on this man with Norik on his back. Norik stands up on Dante, puts his hands on this guy. You hear him speak in his backwards talk and just flood him with necromantic energy for 24 damage. It seems to hurt him quite a bit.
Is he now bloodied?
Not really.
Like say, and then it's then Dante's turn, isn't it?
Dante dashed. You're basically at the end of Dante's turn.
I thought it was really only within like 40 feet of this thing when we started.
You were within 45
it was 80 feet and then I moved.
Dante had to come back to get you a bit because you couldn't go the full way to Dante.
Okay. If he's able to back away from the brute just a little bit with any maybe movement he has left, I'd ask for that.
It would be a disengage. You're in direct combat with him now that you've done a melee spell, so he would get an attack of opportunity.
Never mind then.
Okay. And Arcris.
I'm going to roll for Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast!
Does not 20 hit
Yes, I
for
mean...
26?
Sure, you crit couple.
Where was that whenever I was trying to slam his ass on the ground? Damn it!
That's
Being saved
double
for
the
them.
dice, right?
What?
Double the dice or
Yes.
double the damage?
You could do either.
I'm
For
gonna
something
double
that
the
uses
dice.
more than 3 dice, I usually say just double the damage, just for brevity's sake, but it's still up to you.
10.
10 points of force damage. Alright, so you hold your axe. It creates just especially potent of Eldritch Blast. You smile, it's glowing, like your face is glowing, everything. You what? Boom! And it's like perfect anime serve, like your ankle is like 5 feet in the air above your head as you're bending down. And it just rockets. Like you see you tear off a piece of his shoulder as the blast scoops down by the ground, comes up, and just keeps going into the sky.
Did you like that one a little better than the last one? I sure did.
He's reeling a little bit from it. All right.
That's all I can do. I'll probably walk a little. Am I allowed to walk forward with my bonus section?
You didn't move with your
A
action.
little bit.
Or you didn't move with your movement.
All right, let's go. I'll
Okay.
go with my movement.
Okay. That would get you within, I think, 40 feet of him. Because I don't believe you moved otherwise. Alright, so he is now going to make his attacks. He's first attacking Norik. With a 17 to hit.
I guarantee you're probably able to do at least 1 HP of damage. So yeah, the
Yep.
other boys.
5 HP. So, the captain turns around, sees this little halfling still holding his hands up with the necromantic energy starting to fade back, and he just goes... He takes the dagger, plunges it into his chest, pulls it out, and lets Norik just... off of the back of Dante. Then he's going to turn to Gario.
God, I wish we were a little.
18 to hit.
Beats it.
Ooh, you take the full 9 points of damage.
I'm down.
So, Arcris and Corin, you just watch this man drop a friend, drop another, and then he turns to Corin. You wanted me. And then he's going to attack Corin.
I thought he did his 2 attacks.
Ow!
Because he's wielding 2 light weapons. You get a bonus action attack. It's anybody gets it.
I forgot he had 2 attacks to begin with.
Yep, he has multi-attack. So... However, Corin, he goes to strike you. You've noticed he does the same kind of ice pick strike. You put your shield up, block it. You take your pommel and just... poof, and make him drop the dagger. Because he rolled in that one. So, this man tries to play at your anger. He doesn't realize you're not a barbarian. You've worked with anger and you're able to quell it when you need to.
Oh, I'm just looking him dead in the eyes and said, "See, I wanted to fight you before. Now you've royally fucked up."
Yep, but let's see. I have to take the people who have fallen out of initiative. It is now Corin's turn.
Well, I've already used my action surge.
Or no. Yeah, it is Corin's turn. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with my go-to. And I'm going to cast Stab.
Good fighter spell.
25?
That is.
Oh shit, it's been so long since I fought with someone who has a longsword.
It's only one-handed because you have a shield.
Yeah, no, I was looking at what damage die I used.
D8.
Jeez. 11 points. And just to be an asshole, can I go for 1 point of damage hitting him with my shield? Because I don't have I have proficiency with the shield. I don't have Tavern Brawler. I just want to give him that little boop, just as an extra little fuck you.
How much damage did you roll with the sword?
11.
Okay. And
So-
no, you cannot bonus action shield bash.
Okay. Now,
Oh.
now I know you got problems keeping, your weapons in your hands, but keep your eyes on me. Come on. Let's see if you
Alright.
can actually land a hit, fucker.
Arcus, your turn.
Over the table question. I can throw Diza, right?
You can. It has
what length?
the throwing range of a regular hand axe.
I don't know off the top of my head.
20 to 6.
Is it at least 10 feet?
20 is without disadvantage. 20 is without disadvantage. 60 is with disadvantage.
So I'm gonna move up my movement closer, and then I will cast as a bonus action right at full smite and throw D's at the fucker.
Okay, go ahead. It would be a weapon attack, but you use charisma anyway, so it's like casting Eldritch Blast.
Nat 20.
Go ahead and oh boy, roll the damage.
I call
Tell-
bullshit loaded dice.
Hey, nobody called it on me, so I can't call it on her.
If anybody's gonna call it on you, it'd be me with all those 20s you hit me with.
All right, so nat 20 yeeting a magically
By the
charged
way,
axe.
It's also a wisdom save of 14.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the damage first.
17?
That's overall. That's weapon and
Oh,
magic.
wait. I lied. That's 21.
All right. So you see your two friends go down.
Wait, is that damage dice twice or not?
I rolled double dice, added 4.
And that did include the damage from the spell, right?
That was 2d6 and 2d8.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. So you hold out Diza. You charge her with all the fury that you have. The blade starts to glow, and in and of itself, a bright pink, arcing power coming off of it. And then you just take it over your head, and you toss the fucker, and just it lands in him. He looks at it and looks to you and goes, "Is that all you?" As the power floods through him, and the axe, almost of its own accord, as if you're chopping through him, keeps sinking in, and just all the way through until the edge breaks through the other side of his armor and comes flying back to your hand. And this
Sorry,
man,
Corin. Keep me in the spotlight all the time.
When have I ever been in the
And
spotlight?
then I'm going to head to Norric and start using this med kit I have no idea how to use on the healer.
okay,
question.
you're not proficient with it, so just make a wisdom check.
Does Arcus actually say that?
That you have no idea how to use it?
No.
Apologize
well,
for
I'm at
being in the
20.
spotlight.
Yeah, be in the
Oh.
spotlight all the time. Corin will just turn, still holding his bloody sword and shield, and
Thank
just say,
God, Angie. Jesus.
"When am I ever in the spotlight?"
Norik, you wake up. Arcris has a little bit bloodied, but the medical tools that you have. You sit up, you go, where is... And then you see what is left of that man. By the way, the wounds are bleeding, but also smoldering.
It was psychic damage.
I look over at Chris and like, see, I knew that would come in handy. And saying he's gonna do his dragon mark for himself, and then he's going to go handle getting Gario up. Cure wounds, healing word, doesn't matter.
Alright. Just let me know which one you use so he knows how many hit points he gets.
Right. Okay, hang on. Actually, he'll do dragon mark on himself. Like, I remember how the frick this worked.
Meanwhile, I'm taking my sword, I'm cutting off all their heads.
Alright.
And once I cut off their heads, I'm taking them and I'm sending them in the middle of the path.
Okay.
I'm hoping that fucker's following us and he'll come across it.
Arcris, as the axe lands back in your hand and you talk to Corin and get Norik up, you just hear... Good.
Is that coming from Diza?
Yes. And Diza sounds proud.
3 fucking nat 20s in a row, I'd hope to
I
God
ju-
he got.
Hey, Arcris only got 2 nat 20s. Norik got the other one.
The 2 nat 20s and then the nat 20 on the
Oh,
heel.
that is right.
My first roll was a nat 20. I got another nat 20. Yeah, I rolled a couple of
That is right. Alright, Gario, eventually Norik gets you up and you see the bodies being...
I'm gonna... Sorry.
No, good.
I'm going to dragon mark Gario, and he will get 11 hit points back.
Okay. So Gario, your eyes open to the familiar sight of the cleric healing you.
This time with the glowing green hand.
He's seen the glowing green hand before because he questioned you about it.
Magic.
Yep. So magic has brought you back to this plane again.
Yay.
And then I'm going to do my... Is Channel Divinity like a thing you can get back after long rests? It doesn't state it.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
long rest. You get channel divinity back.
But all it allows you to do is turn undead, or else like a class feature.
Yep, and her class feature is basically a really big AoE heal. Well, big for the level.
Yeah, depending on how I want to do it, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to do the Channel Divinity, and I'll give myself the 10.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Gario, what do you want to do as the bodies are being beheaded? One of them is in half.
So,
Oh, by the way, because it was psychic damage that ended him, the bandit captain doesn't have a head to decapitate. It kind of went when he landed.
I'm dragging the upper portion of his torso.
Okay.
so question, real quick. Is Norik busy and not is busy doing whatever Norik's doing?
Norik is healing themselves currently.
Okay. What is Arcus doing?
Arcris is...
Staring right at Gario, because I was making sure he got up.
Okay. And Happy-Go-Lucky Beheader is, well, doing whatever Happy-Go-Lucky Beheader is. I'm gonna go over and quote-unquote loot the bodies.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll Sleight for that one?
If you're trying to make it look like that, yes.
Well, I'm actually trying to do that.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
Actually,
Then just roll an
We need to
investigation.
put with as well.
Roll a perception.
So am I rolling Sleight of Hand?
If you're trying to actually loot them, you want to roll an investigation first.
Okay, so the investigation first then.
Yep.
First
Ladies
nat
and
20 of the
gentlemen.
night, damn it.
You got a nat 20?
First one of the fucking night.
All right, you recover 2 scimitars, 2 daggers, and 2 light crossbows. You find an accumulative 22 crossbow bolts. There is studded leather on the captain, but that's been ripped in half, and there is a regular leather on the other bandits. You don't find anything else off of them besides 5 gold worth of coins.
Anything special?
Oh, wait, no,
about the-
you not 20, that is wrong. You happen to find a map on the captain.
What kind of map?
It's a very simple kind of map. You see a large stone in the middle of it, and then you see dotted lines that go off to the almost immediate left of the stone, an X, and then the word ear. Literally apostrophe E-R-E.
Okay. Noted. So, is there anything noticeable about any of the weaponry? Anything?
Nope, nothing special about it.
Okay, now I'm gonna loot the body. So now sleight of hand.
Yes.
I
Look-
want to perceive if I can.
Okay,
And I also.
sure.
24.
I only rolled, I think, a 5.
Okay.
Mine was a 14, so I probably don't see him do it.
Nope.
So does that count as 3?
Yes.
Cap.
Do I still see him kind of looting the bodies in a general
He's
way?
still looting, yeah.
I'm obviously looting the bodies. Yes.
Yet I'm the grave robber? And you're the one who is actually looting freshly dead bodies? Interesting.
People just tried to kill us, and I'm looking for information. If you want the weapons, you can take them, but I found a map.
Having heard Gario say that, Norik's actually going to try to gather up most of the crossbow bolts so he can keep them for his own crossbow.
Okay. So if
think you
Gario
said it was
allows,
16.
that's, I believe, did I say 22 or 28 crossbow bolts?
I thought it was 16.
You said 20, I thought.
Okay, so we'll say 22.
There you go, 22.
Yep. Also,
But
oh, go ahead.
I'm taking my hand axe back.
Yep, you can. Go ahead, Gario.
I was gonna ask if Happy Boy is happy now. Is he fed? Is he satiated enough to shut the hell up?
Was that everything?
No.
I mean, that's 3
Oh.
of them. Is there anything more?
I had given you a number beforehand that you were to track.
Oh no, 2 more.
Okay, then he's happy. He's in a better mood. He's not quite satiated yet. Actually, with the amount of bloodlust that had happened, and just because it's kind of serendipitous, he's gonna go ahead and knock 2 off.
Great.
Yep. Okay, so 2 things to note, and then we're gonna wrap up. First, Arcus, when you went over to Norik, Dante was standing over him protectively, but when you came over, he moved out of the way. And Norik, since you got up, Dante is basically bear hugging you. Just, paw behind you, holding you close, like obviously worried.
Like I said, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and say, and it's like probably have my nose like pressed so far in his fur, muffling everything.
Yep. All right. And everybody, let me know what you're doing as you decide what you do with your next level, as you have leveled up.
Does something in my pocket suddenly be accessible?
It was accessible the whole time. It's just you needed time to be able to learn and understand something you've been studying, basically.
I'll just be happy for a long rest at this point.
Well, if you want a long rest, till the next session, you most certainly can. If anybody is interested, we're going to be doing a roll history come Sunday. We're not exactly sure on the time. We're not exactly sure who all is going to be there, but we'll be covering the last few episodes that we have gone through. I know Angie won't be there, so just for fun, I'm going to throw this tidbit in. Y'all weren't supposed to beat him. You guys were supposed to follow along Norik and Gario's wonderful lead and get knocked out. But since you just kind of skipped that mini arc altogether, we're gonna give you the level.
Am I allowed to ask what would have happened had we all been summarily knocked out?
It would have become an escape / trash the camp mission. Which the only person who really wouldn't have had much of a problem with their situation would have been Gario, because unless they cut his limbs off, they can't what's the word? They can't disarm him.
Or keep him there?
No, they would have to disarm me.
I already made that joke. In fact, I made that joke in a YouTube show that will never see the light of day because the Dick Cheese that owned the channel deleted it.
Easy.
It's okay. We lived with them for years. And they have said worse to us. But, alright.
I just want a moment.
You're really quiet, Brad. What are you saying?
I just want one badass moment.
You'll get one eventually.
Don't look for them. Make them. I mean, I gave you the disarming of the guy.
I'm not the one that was doing it.
Yes, you
Except
did.
for the net one.
It still made you look kind of cool. Take what you can get. But alright, I will let everybody know when the roll history happens via our Twitter at Performance Roll. Yes, it's backwards. It's always going to be backwards. There's never going to be any fixing it. If you would like to see this session again and watch my wife pull off 3 consecutive nat 20s that make me go, go over to our YouTube channel, which is also called Roll Performance. Other than that, feel free to come in Sunday to ask any questions or anything like that. And I think that's it. Anybody else got anything?
Next time, it's going to be a lot of fun.
As we do the first session with the players being level 3. Alright. Well, if that's everything, we're going to say adios for tonight and see you Sunday. Later.
See you next time.
All right.